Of a fatal shooting of an immigration protester Wednesday by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
You know, people need to stop using their vehicles as weapons. This domestic act of terrorism to use your vehicle to try to kill law enforcement officers is going to stop. And I'm asking the Department of Justice to prosecute it as domestic terrorism.
Video of the incident shows 37-year-old Renee Good, accused of obstructing officers, being ordered to get out of her vehicle. As Good tried to drive away, an officer fired 3 shots. Video appears to show the vehicle coming into contact with the ICE agent. Governor Tim Walz blamed the Trump administration.
I don't want to be right about this, but I said if they do this, they're going to create a chaotic situation where someone innocent's going to get killed. And they did it. And now we hear more political rhetoric. Enough. Enough is enough.
The officer who killed the woman was treated at a hospital and released. Wednesday's announcement that the Post-Gazette would cease operations on May 3rd shocked the paper's staff. Following the resolution of a 3-year strike, owner Block Communications said it could not survive under the conditions of a court ruling. Longtime PG journalist Doug Oster, who also hosts The Organic Gardener on KDKA Radio, shared his reaction with Rob Pratt.
I really hope it doesn't happen. You know, when they say something like, well, we're going to do this in May, maybe something will change. Maybe this is a way to get concessions from the union, whatever it might be.
The PG strike was the longest in Pittsburgh's history. Governor Josh Shapiro is kicking off his re-election campaign today, pointing to what he calls a record of delivering results for Pennsylvanians. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
In a newly released campaign video, Shapiro highlights efforts to create jobs, cut taxes for working families, and invest in schools and law enforcement, while also emphasizing unity and protecting personal freedoms across the Commonwealth.
Together, we've gotten a whole lot done on issues that have been stuck for decades. But there's always more to do, more people to help, more Pennsylvanians to protect, more bridges to build.
The governor is scheduled to make the announcement this afternoon at a campaign event in Pittsburgh and tonight in Philadelphia. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
An armed kidnapping in Plum and a shooting in Pittsburgh last night are believed to be connected. Plum police say a family member told them his brother was kidnapped by 2 men demanding ransom. The victim's phone was tracked to Hazelwood, where someone called 911 to report a fight and gunfire. Officers then found a man who was shot in the chest on Dealey Street in Greenfield. He was in stable condition. The victim told police the suspects left in a vehicle. An investigation is ongoing. 6 dogs were killed in a kennel fire last night in Westmoreland County. That blaze reported around 9:30 p.m. at Bowser's Dog Services on the 300 block of Baker School Road. A person may have been injured trying to get the dogs out, and the fire is under investigation. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is now up 62 points at 49,058. The Nasdaq down 217, and the S&P is down 16 points. KDKA Sports, the Penguins host New Jersey tonight at 7, and in the college football playoffs, Miami versus Ole Miss in a semifinal at the Fiesta Bowl. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:04. 39, mostly cloudy now at Pittsburgh International. AAA traffic and AccuWeather next.
Regional Transit is now hiring full-time bus drivers. It's a great place to accelerate your career. We offer great pay and terrific benefits like health care, paid vacation time, dental, vision, and more. We're even offering a starting bonus for those who qualify. Call 412-566-5162 to pre-register for our upcoming hiring event on Friday, January 16th. Candidates may receive an offer that same day. Go to rideprt.org/careers to learn more. PRT is an equal opportunity employer.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. What's up, Heather?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good on the roadways right now. We had a busy morning, but most major roadways are back up to speed. Heading inbound on the Parkway East, you're mostly clear except for a minor slowdown as you approach the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. That's the same story on the outbound side of the Parkway East, where there was an earlier accident, snarling traffic, but right now just a minor brake tapping into the Squirrel Hill Tunnel on the city side. Parkway West back up to speed except for a minor slowdown at Banksville. Inbound on the inbound side, the outbound side is clear. 28 and the Parkway North also moving well. With AAA traffic on the 5s, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will feature sunshine fading beyond increasing clouds, high 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy, perhaps a shower late, low 47. Tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and very mild with intermittent rain and a high of 61. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Where do you get your news? Help me out. Where do you get your news? There's a method to my madness. Where? What is your source for news? 866. Call me. Let's blow it up. I want to hear from you guys. Let's talk about this madness happening in media and in America. Where do you get your news? 866-391-1020. Give me a buzz. Where do you get your news? Post-Gazette, man. Rocks my world. When I was 11, we used to jump on the trucks. These guys would drive around the trucks, and they would throw these big bundles of Post-Gazette newspapers out of the back of the trucks, and we would ride in the trucks and help them out. And they'd give us like 50 cents, seriously. And then when I was old enough, I became a paper boy. And that was like 14. And I had a route in my neighborhood, Noble Street, Claiborne Street, Negley Avenue, Center Avenue, had about 50 customers. Where do you get your news? Call me right now. Come on, light it up. I want to hear where you get your news. Tell me the damn truth. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. And I used to fold the papers in a tomahawk fold so I could throw it and hit the front door. I have these images. My mom wouldn't let me eat candy, but the folks on my route would give me tips. And I would use that money to go to Carl's little store, and I'd buy 5 candy bars and eat them on my paper route. Sunday morning, get up in the dark. True story. I would meet my boys who were also paper boys. We'd meet at like 5 in the morning. And the night before, we had bought dollar cigars. I'm serious about this. Dollar cigars at Kenilworth Pharmacy in Shadyside, on Center Avenue. Okay? And we would light dollar cigars. Think about this. We're like 14 years old. We would choke and gag, thinking we were cool, and then we deliver our newspapers. Where do you get your news? 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. As I got older, when I went to college, I'm giving you this kind of timeline because this newspaper business is in my blood, and in our blood. And without it, we could die. And in terms of news, the dearth of news that happens when there's no newspapers, I promise you right now, brothers and sisters, 90% of the media folks in this town, the media folks, the TV types, 90% get their stories from the Post-Gazette or the Trib. Patrick, if I'm lying, I'm dying.
Oh, you're spot on.
My man Patrick has managed several newsrooms. One of the things that I know irritated him, because it irritated me, when some jagoff reporter who's lazy comes in and has 4 ideas, all of them are from the Post-Gazette, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And so what happens without that Post-Gazette, Patrick? A dearth of news. A dearth. Bad, man. Scares the hell out of me. So take the Post-Gazette out of the marketplace. They have 100 staff, okay? The Trib has about 50. The only reason the Trib lasted this long, Scaife kept them on oxygen. Scaife would write checks, a couple million a year, just to keep the doors open. He's gone. They're on shaky ground. The business sucks. Where are you going to get your news, man? Here? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We will step up, however, we need newspapers, man. 5,000 have gone away in 10 years. 5,000. 5,000. The New York Times, the Daily News. New York Times is losing money. Wall Street Journal losing money. LA Times losing money. When there's no news, where the hell do you get your news? We love it. We love making news. We got 2 reporters. They have 52. Just saying. It's a small team here, and we crank the hell out of it, and we love making news. I thrive on it. Tamara thrives on it. Colorado thrives on it. However, you take 50 reporters out of the marketplace, and you're screwed. Because the truth remains a secret. And the crap ends up on social media. Brother George, go ahead, man.
I'm in a Pittsburgh state of mind.
Right on. Where do you get your news, brother? You are a true news guy. Go ahead.
Oh, definitely here on my phone. Post-Gazette at times. I got it, and I used to deliver the daily. My brother did a collection agency.
Horrible connection with George. He's always had a bad phone, and I love him, but he made his point. Brother Doug, where do you get your news?
BillO'Reilly.com.
Oh, come
on.
No
spin news.
Come on. Come on, brother. Come on, Doug. Local news, bro. BillO'Reilly.com. Insane success. Insane opinion. But not exactly a news guy in terms of local news, brother. That's where the danger lies. So you're now a Bill O'Reilly pinhead. Everything you hear in your life is about Bill. Not healthy. Local news. Where the hell do you get your news? When I wake up in the morning at 4:20, I get my coffee, I sit in the chair. The first thing I do every friggin' day is click on the Post-Gazette. That's a fact. And then I go to the Trib. It's been the paper of record for 50 years. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Marty, how are you, my
What's
friend?
up, brother? Where do you get your news?
I get my news just like you on the internet, Post-Gazette. I look every morning at the obituaries.
Yep.
If my name on it's not in there, I guess I got to go to work that day.
However, it's a loss, isn't it, brother? It's a loss.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I remember growing up, we were 15 years old. We had, me and a friend of mine down the street had a paper route. We had, no lie, Marty, we had 3 papers. We were living the dream, my friend.
Those tips. We love those tips, did we not?
Yes, we had to take that little piece of paper off. Remember them little clips on here?
Yep. And I take my tip money, I buy donuts and candy and eat them before I got home. It's all sad, man. I wrote for 3 newspapers in college at one time. 3. It's the damn truth. Linda, go ahead. Where do you get your news?
Yes, thank you for taking my call. And that's really impressive that you wrote for 3 newspapers while in college.
See?
The comment that I want to make, first of all, I get my news, I read the Tribune Review, and I listen to the radio, more than one program.
All right, losing the Post-Gazette, though, is a big, big deal. Big, big deal. Dave, what's up? Where do you get your news?
The internet and television.
Hold on, my man. Quantify internet. What's that mean? Where?
Well,
go on Yahoo. I go on Post Gazette. I go on to whatever.
So losing the information from the PG is big.
Well, let me say, I love to read print newspapers.
Same.
And I lived overseas, and I would buy every Sunday the Sunday Times.
Yes.
And if you don't know anything about the Sunday Times, it was thick. I mean,
massive
journalism,
massive.
Out of the world. I mean,
like
it was
a Bible.
It was
so thick. Yeah.
It took you 5 or 6 hours to get through it. It took you a week to get through it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
And I wish the newspapers would go back to that.
They can't. They lost so much money. Because he's right. They lost so much money on print and printed versions like that they quit. It's just the truth, brother. Love the calls. It's a big hole in the side of the Titanic. It's just the damn truth, man. The elephant in the room is that information is dying. Legit information. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. What's up, Heather?
Yeah, taking a look at the PennDOT traffic cameras, we're seeing that most of the major roadways are back up to speed. Heading inbound on the Parkway East, you're clear between the Turnpike and the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Just a minor slowdown at the approach to the tunnel. The city side of the outbound side of the Parkway East, also a minor delay. Heading inbound on the Parkway West, just tapping your brakes at the Banksville on-ramp. The outbound side is back up to speed. No issues right now on 28 or the Parkway North. 65 just has a traffic light delay at the McKees Rocks Bridge. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Bill from Mars. Bill's neuropathy got so bad he couldn't sleep due to the pain and was losing his balance, causing him to have frequent falls. Then Bill found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Bill's neuropathy, and now he's sleeping through the night, can feel his feet again, and has no more pain. Listen to Bill's complete story at marydanston.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bill, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Medicare is most confusing the first time you enroll, whether you have a 65th birthday upcoming or you're looking to finally retire. That's why I love MediConnect, a team of Pittsburghers that can speak Medicare in a language you can understand, so you can be confident you got the right coverage. They work with every insurance company around here, and there is never a fee. I'm serious. 888-818-6334. MediConnectInsurance.com. John Perry has some of the biggest wins of any lawyer ever in Pennsylvania. Perry Calder, 412-281-4200. Why? AI, attorney intelligence. He has investigators. He has doctors on staff to investigate your case, and they win. They're the best in the region, and he's got both of his sons working for him. Family success, attorney intelligence, Perry Calder, 412-281-4200.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
There's a destructive force to this. My wife and I were talking to my kids last night about this, and here's the sadness of this. I called, I'm being blunt here, I called a young man last night who I know who's in J school, as we call it, journalism school. And I went to journalism school. My wife has a master's degree from Northwestern, one of the best journalism schools in America, and we thrived. It's the greatest thing I ever did in my life. It opened up a world to me that I never imagined. The things I've seen and done, we get to make change, we get to raise hell, and we laugh sometimes. And so it has been bountiful. I found the love of my life, my wife, through journalism. Fine. It's been amazing. However, tectonic shift. I called a young man last night, and I've had this conversation with a lot of friends. And he's at Syracuse. Syracuse is about 100,000 a year, give or take a few thousand. And my man is writing for the newspaper, which is, by the way, an amazing newspaper. I called another young person who's at Notre Dame journalism, writing for their newspaper. They have an on-campus television station that rocks, okay? I told the guy writing for the newspaper, I said, I got to be honest with you. You're going to leave there, your dad and or you will have paid approximately $500,000, throw in expenses, travel, and all that other crap, right? He did some internship in London for a paper over there. He has articles printed all over their news. He's a brilliant writer. I said, my man, you can't make money. Silence. I said, I'm going to tell you what the schools won't tell you. You can't get paid. It doesn't exist out there. Now, you want to start setting yourself on fire, create your own site, become the Mr. Beast #2? Yeah, but there's one of them. And folks, if you know anyone that loves this business more than me, I dare you to find them. I told my man, I said, you got to find a way to either do live videos, create your own site, create your own content, because you can find success here. You got to get your own show somehow on Syracuse Radio and develop it from there and then make it digital and stream like we're doing right here. Period. Flat out. I said, but my man, you cannot get paid. You cannot get paid writing for a newspaper. What do you mean? I said, let's say you get a job in a city like Cincinnati. Yeah. You know what you're going to make? No. About 60 grand. Can you buy a house? No. Can you buy a car? No. Do you ever make $100,000? No. So you owe $400, right? You owe $400. You're paying $1,500 a month on that nut till you're 60 years old. Hey, man, all I'm suggesting is this business is in jeopardy across the board, man. And we suffer, and you suffer. Now, you may not think you suffer. All these morons saying the Post-Gazette sucks, good riddance, to hell with you. You're full of crap. Calling it a liberal rag, that's crap. That's crap. That's MAGA horse crap talking points. Brandon McGinley's probably the best columnist in America right now. Conservative. So go to hell. For those who wish the Post-Gazette to be dead, go to hell. You're wrong. You're chipping holes in the side of the Titanic, and it's sinking. I told the second journalist at Notre Dame, you cannot just pursue newspaper reporting. You can't. The New York Times isn't hiring. The LA Times isn't hiring. The Wall Street Journal laid people off. I'm being blunt. Why? Because the dissemination of news across 1 billion platforms has decreased its value. Decreased revenue. What happens when that happens? We lay your ass off. It's amazing. I used to talk to my wife about KDKA TV, the icon of television. When I got there, there were 40 reporters. If I'm lying, I'm dying. 40. Today they probably have 7. Maybe. It's everywhere. And it might sound like I'm being self-serving. Okay. And morose. Okay. And negative. Okay. Or honest. That if we don't find a way to get the truth to people, the people won't get the truth. They'll get what they get from Bill O'Reilly's site or Tucker Carlson's site or Megyn Kelly. Amateur hour. Make it up as you go. And when that goes, rationale goes, and common sense goes. It's bad. And it's dangerous. My wife pointed out last night that the PG did this amazing piece. They won the Pulitzer for the Respironics piece. Pointed out this local company was making a device that was killing people. They're gone. They're gone. Brother Paul, how devastating is this?
Very, very devastating. What's sad is a lot of people don't realize when the big box stores quit advertising and we lost coffins, gimbals, and so on. That was 90% of their advertising.
It was.
But also the car dealerships.
Yes.
Every time someone bought out another car dealership that used to advertise with us, that was lost revenue, and it was a domino effect. So.
And you worked at the PG.
I retired in 2014. Yeah, I was in circulation.
Did you ever imagine
the guy
this?
that used to come to your house to collect the money?
Did you ever imagine that this would happen? Ever?
It was scary because as the internet grew, that's where the sales were going down.
Right.
But as you were saying earlier, the sad thing is you have these wannabe writers who go on the websites and they make up these stories and you have no accountability.
None.
Whether you're a Republican, Democrat, you have nobody to go to dispute the claim. Or at least with the newspaper company, you could go to them, and discuss it.
Hell yeah.
But you had someone to back up the story or to change it.
Now you got nothing. Truth to power, Paul. Call of the day, brother.
I stopped smoking with Mark Patrick's hypnosis when nothing else worked. 1 year later, my wife Michelle and I attended the Mark Patrick Weight Loss Hypnosis Seminar. In 2 months, lost 43 pounds, and she lost 18 pounds.
And we feel great. Join Mark Patrick's Hypnosis, Lose the Weight, or Stop Smoking, only $59.99. Seminar Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree. Weight Loss Hypnosis, 11 a.m. Stop Smoking Hypnosis, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. Visit the country's largest travel booking show January 23rd through the 25th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's a global travel extravaganza with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your vacation is waiting for you.
Warm up your home this winter with a brand new roof from Home Genius Exteriors. Call now and get 50% off all roofing materials plus 0% APR and no payments till 2027. And for a limited time, you can get free attic insulation. Call Home Genius Exteriors now at 855-UR-GENIUS for your free, no obligation roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
39 and mostly cloudy at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Minneapolis is on edge following the fatal shooting of a protester by an ICE officer during an immigration crackdown. Minnesota's governor called for calm, and the city school district canceled classes today and tomorrow. State and local officials have demanded ICE leave the state after 37-year-old Renee Good was killed. But the Secretary of Homeland Security said they're not going anywhere. Federal officials called the killing an act of self-defense, while the mayor of Minneapolis dismissed that as garbage. Reaction to the Post-Gazette's announcement it will cease operations in May is drawing reaction from a well-known PG contributor. Doug Oster, host of Sunday's Organic Gardener on KDKA Radio, was at a loss for words when he spoke with KDKA's Rob Pratt.
I can't believe it, actually, to tell you the truth. And for a city our size not to have a major newspaper, I don't just feel for the community. I feel for all those people inside that building that I worked with for all those years.
The PG's owners say the newspaper has lost over $350 million over 2 decades. Josh Shapiro is running for a second term for governor of Pennsylvania, making the announcement in a video release this morning.
We've gotten done all across our Commonwealth to make a real difference in people's lives.
Governor Shapiro is scheduled to make another announcement, of course, in person this afternoon at a campaign event in Pittsburgh and then again tonight in Philadelphia. Highmark is making a major change aimed at catching breast cancer earlier. With that story, News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
The Pittsburgh-based insurer is now covering advanced breast imaging at no cost, a move that goes beyond what Pennsylvania law will soon require. Starting this year, Highmark is fully covering diagnostic breast imaging, including advanced mammograms, ultrasounds, and MRIs at no cost to members. These tests are often ordered after a routine mammogram raises concerns and can be critical for early detection when breast cancer is most treatable. Previously, many patients faced out-of-pocket costs that led some to delay follow-up care. Highmark says removing those costs could boost screening rates, improve access to care, and lower long-term treatment costs. The change also puts the insurer ahead of a new state mandate that takes effect later this year. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 111 points at 49,107. The Nasdaq is down 106 points, and the S&P is up about 1. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:32. Our next update at 11. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
The housing market tends to hibernate during the winter.
Nobody wants to move when it's 1 degree outside.
If you want to move in the new year, Drew Wishover of the Inspired Title Group says you can use the January lull to get a leg up on spring home buying season.
See, the areas maybe you want to live in. Maybe it's a good time to do some, home renovations and get your property in tip-top shape so you can get the top dollar for your house.
I'm Rob Hart.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by February 11th and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
Hey folks, Marty here, Voss TV and Appliance. You'll find the best prices and selection, name brand TVs and appliances. Third generation family business that's built on relationships, not commissions. From sales, installation at Voss, Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out. They won't leave you hanging after the sale. Visit Voss, South Hill Showroom, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. The best prices guaranteed.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi. Guys, the best thing I did in 2025 was get a new garage floor from Comer and Cross. It completely transformed my garage. It's given me new space in a new room in my house. I can't believe I waited as long as I did to get in touch with the great people at Comer and Cross. But hey, better late than never. And right now, they've got their preseason sale going on. Comer and Cross, you're going to get a phenomenal price, and they're going to install it when you want it on your terms. They make it so simple. It's cold outside. They're going to take all the stuff out of the garage for you and secure it so you don't have to do it yourself. They fix all the cracks perfectly. And the best part is all of this gets done, and I know from personal experience, in one day. So go with the pros at Comer and Cross. They don't subcontract out. Call them now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR and lock in your preseason price and installation when you want it. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, 800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to COMERcross.com.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. What's up, Heather?
Yeah. Traffic around town is moving pretty well on the inbound side of our major roadways. Parkway East is just slowing a little bit as you approach the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, but otherwise up to speed. The outbound side of the Parkway East is clear. Parkway West inbound is slowing just at the Banksville on-ramp, otherwise moving well. Outbound on the Parkway West also clear. No issues right now on the Parkway North or 28. 65 just has a minor traffic light delay at the McKees Rocks Bridge. 70 southbound, though, we're seeing that construction slow down in the area of 60 and Steubenville Pike. Builds up each day, and we're seeing the delays there right now. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Pretty nice for the rest of today as sunshine gradually gives way to increasing clouds, high 51. Mostly cloudy tonight, perhaps a late night shower, low just 47. Breezy and mild tomorrow with intermittent rain, high 61. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Huddle up and get ready for the big game with some delicious treats from our bakery at Coons Market. Everything that's sweet for the big game is waiting for you at Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh and football tradition.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Horror, fear, animus, frustration, self-doubt, trepidation, conflict, hatred, violence, all these things cross my mind watching that video. Everybody becomes a cop. The beauty and the dynamic of the internet is that it's there. And you see things. Folks, I'm an old guy. In my career, we would have to go through hell to get a video that the whole world saw of this shooting yesterday. You would never see that unless it was admitted into evidence in a hearing. But what happens now is everybody becomes a grand jury. Everybody becomes a prosecutor. And they pick sides and throw flames. And he murdered her. And they incited him. And she drove at him. And he killed this mother. And if this is Rodney King or if this is George Floyd, but she's white. I mean, everything under the sun gets tossed into the crap pile. But let me tell you what really aggravates me. Because that's the process and that's the world we live in, and we kind of sort of have to manage it. But when men with major platforms and massive jobs, like the mayor of Minneapolis, says this sort of thing, I get angry. Listen to the mayor, and I know you've heard this by now, but listen.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
That troubles me. Grown men got to act like grown men. My man, you're not in a street fight here, man. The safety and sanctity of 400,000 people is in your hands. And big picture, the safety and sanctity of America. When you say that, you know what you say? Go out there and kick someone's ass that's in ice. We hate ice. Go get ice. That ain't right. The smartest man I know, who's trained thousands of cops in this sort of tactic, who knows inside how these things go, who served 4 presidents, Ron Layton. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Marty, good morning. Thanks for having me back on KDKA.
Unsettling at the very minimum, sir, right?
Well, it is. If you have a moment, I mean, we can get into the dynamics of the stop, and I'm just going to call balls
all
and
in,
strikes
brother.
here.
All
Okay.
in.
All right. So, Marty, all force in the United States is governed by something called Graham versus Connor. It's a 1989 case, and it doesn't matter where you work, whether you work for Pittsburgh, ICE, FBI, whatever, but the factors are the same. They're called Graham factors. Number one, and these 3 factors are going to form the basis of the conversation, whether you're an agency head or whether you're a grand jury. Number 1, severity of the crime. Number 2, what's the immediacy of the threat? And then number 3, what's the level of resistance that the actor is trying to overcome your arrest? All right? So those 3 things form something called totality of circumstance. Let's talk about the stop specifically. Let's talk about the actor, the poor lady that lost her life.
Awful.
She is terrible. But she is clearly non-compliant. But what happens is the officer, you see him, everybody's seen it now, the officer gets out of the truck and approaches her. It's 5 seconds from the time that he gets out of the truck, approaches her, says, get out, get the F out, and then he puts his hands inside. This is problematic because I'll be honest with you. When you're doing this kind of stuff on the street, there's something called auditory occlusion. What that means is you get tunnel vision because your brain prioritizes a visual threat and you can't hear. So I'm not sure that she heard him. Now, here's the important piece of this. When she starts to drive away, because she's engaged with the guy that's putting his hands inside her car, I don't think she sees that guy in front of the car. Wow. I don't think she ever sees the officer in front because of things like stress, auditory occlusion, and think about someone putting their hands inside your vehicle after 5 seconds of yelling at you. And usually verbal direction is what it's called in our line of business. It's things like, police officer, stop. Police officer, turn around. Police officer, let me see your hands. He says, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the effing car. I would like to see a much higher level of professionalism from him. Now, let's talk about really something that is also troubling. The officer who actually takes the shot. Here's the golden rule. Do not put yourself in a position that deadly force is your only option. In other words, there are many places to stand when you're trying to do this. Any cop, myself included, we've done this 100 times. Guess where you can't stand? You cannot stand in front of that car.
So hold on, Ron Layton joining me. I asked some local guys that are my boys, some state guys that are my boys, and they all said the same damn thing. I am not persecuting this cop, but they say they are trained. Do not get in front of a friggin' moving car, right?
Marty, if you would have done this when I was a young agent and supervising when we were running around in Camden or West Philly or South America, you'd have done this one time, and I would have grabbed you by the back of your neck and said, don't you ever do that again. Cars block cars. Cars run over cops. You cannot do that. Now, here's another thing that's problematic. Because he's in this position, he either has to get out of the way, which he doesn't do, or take an ill-advised shot. Why is it ill-advised? It's ill-advised because your partner's 2 feet from you. A bullet hits a windshield, and when bullets hits a windshield, they do all kinds of goofy stuff. So when that bullet hits that windshield, he actually is going to be okay because of the Graham factor. So even if a police officer puts himself or herself in a bad position, it still does not give the actor the ability to run you over. Now, again, I don't think she saw him. I think she's just trying to drive away. However, the car is advancing and he takes that shot. Here's the significant problem, Marty. Shot number 2 and shot number 3 are actually past him. The car is driving past him. So let's look at that Graham factor. What's the immediacy of the threat? That threat is no longer towards him because the car's past him. This is why we don't shoot at cars.
Hold on. And before we go to break, I got to ask you this, though. That happens in a flash. I always go down to street level. Are they trained at ICE to do this sort of thing, brother? Is he prepared for this sort of thing, sir?
Well, Marty, if he's prepared, he certainly didn't demonstrate it, even after the shot. Even after the shot. One of the things that we, especially in the last 10 years, de-escalate, we don't shoot at cars, and God forbid you shoot at someone. If there's no medics on site, then you yourself have to start to perform life-saving measures. I didn't see any of that.
Can you hang?
Yes.
Got a lot of important stuff to get to, really important. We are not putting anyone or anything on trial. We're trying to dissect the truth with a legendary mindset of a man who knows this stuff. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Heather, what's up?
Yeah, taking a look at the PennDOT traffic cameras. Parkway East inbound, minor slowdown approaching the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Parkway West inbound slowing at the Banksville on-ramp. Parkway North and 28 are clear. 65 still has just a traffic light delay inbound at the McKees Rocks Bridge. And we're seeing that build up of traffic in the construction zone on 70 southbound. Heavy and slow approaching 60 in the Crafton Moon area. With AAA traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. Visit the country's largest travel booking show January 23rd through the 25th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's a global travel extravaganza with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your vacation is waiting for you.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
When it's happening, News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette says it will fold in May.
Employees of the newspaper were told of the closing in a Zoom.
Closing down our operation is not going to be easy.
Noah Hiles, a Post-Gazette writer who spoke to KDKA's Colin Dunlap, says on his first day there, he saw the Pulitzer Prize the paper won for covering the Tree of Life Synagogue. Now it won't be there for the next big tragedy.
That hurts to think about.
Last week, Block announced City Paper was also ending.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Are you a business owner or self-employed? Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more? Pay close attention. Do not ignore this message. The IRS has unmatched power. They can freeze your bank account, garnish your paycheck, seize your assets, and even shut down your business. If you've received a notice or think one is coming, the clock is already ticking. Every day you wait, penalties grow, and the problem gets worse. Call Federated Tax today. We'll connect you with an experienced tax professional who will negotiate directly with the IRS on your behalf. You may qualify for IRS hardship programs like the Fresh Start Initiative or many other programs that can stop garnishments, stop bank account seizures, reduce or even eliminate penalties, and lower your settlement amount. The IRS won't wait, and neither should you. Call Federated Tax today. 800-300-7345. The call and consultation are free. That's 800-300-7345. 800-300-7345.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. My friends at MediConnect tell me between now and March 31st, they are in an open enrollment period for Medicare. You know it's confusing. If you have any questions about your current coverage or your benefits, now's the time to take a look. Could a new 5-star plan work better? Are you overpaying with prescriptions or other copays? 888-818-6334. MediConnect is local. They've got experts. They'll guide you through Medicare. No cost, no obligation. 888-818-6334.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Morgan from Arizona asks, is there a reputable financial company that can give me guidance on what to do with a couple of $1 million? I'm going back and forth between two companies. Morgan, first and foremost, if you're looking to work with an advisor, please make sure that the person is a fiduciary, meaning your interests have to come first. Second, it really all comes down to what level of planning you need. If this is just asset management, it may not be worth paying up for that. You can easily do that yourself or use an inexpensive robo-advisor at any of the major firms.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
Shouldn't have done that.
We do not want you here.
Shouldn't have done that.
Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
Shouldn't have done that. That ain't right, man. You're trying to throw a big tank of gas on a small fire and trying to save some lives here, not create more death. Play that clip, please, my brother, with Noam. Christy Noam, I want to get Leighton involved, obviously.
So a couple of questions there. You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism.
Okay, that's enough.
What would happen?
Okay. I'm not taking a side here, but that's bull, SH. She's as bad as the damn mayor. Come on, Ron. Act of domestic terrorism. Come on, brother. Come on, Ron.
So, Marty, one of the things that leaders are supposed to do is they're supposed to bring competence, professionalism, and when you see that there's an incident that's troubling on any way that you look at it, the incident is troubling. What you're really supposed to do is you're supposed to lower the temperature. Listen, I am all for backing us cops,
yes.
100% of the time. ICE is a really, if you think about what they're trying to do, particularly given their mandate and quota and that type of thing, which I disagree with any kind of quota, but the point is that it's a hard job.
Horrible.
It is a very difficult job. I am sure that they are stressed out, but I have to tell you, we expect a level of professionalism, a level of training, not just from, executive leadership, but we also expect this from the people who are engaging citizens on the street. I mean, that's where you have to have it.
So you take this, because what happens with these cases, and the feds look at it, and let's say they take it to a federal grand jury, and then the state looks at it, they take it to a state grand jury. What does a grand jury do with this cop? Because the rhetoric is this. She tried to kill him with her car. He was protecting his life. He was in harm's way.
So I listen to people like Phil. I'm not a lawyer. I'm an engineer by background.
Yes.
You never know what a grand jury is going to do. But I am telling you, the lens that we are taught is these Graham factors. So once a threat has passed you, those second and third shots are going to be very problematic. There's no one that you're going to find in law. So first of all, tactics equate to officer safety. But what oftentimes isn't said is that those same tactics also equate to the safety of the actor. In other words, I'm going to say it again, do not put yourself in a position where deadly force is your only option. And there was no reason ever to approach that car and stand in front of that car. And again, because of the way that the stop developed rapidly, I don't think she saw him. Or if she did, she saw him at the last minute.
I don't believe ICE ever expected to be in this scenario in America with these daily confrontations, sir. Do you?
Well, the other thing too is a lot of these ICE officers, they're not really investigators.
Right
if
on.
you look at their series, it's not in their core function. They're more like detention officers, like those kinds of things.
Yes.
So when you put these guys on the street, they don't have a lot of street experience. I'm not saying anything that's negative or pejorative, but in law enforcement, you don't, like patrol doesn't do SWAT. SWAT doesn't do accident investigation. Accident investigation doesn't do homicide. There are specific core skill sets. And if you dump a bunch of people into an area and things like patrol or targeted operations or pulling people out of cars, it's not what you normally do. And pretty clearly, this is not his primary skill set. This is what happens. This is why training is so important. And like I said, that shot that he took, all kinds of goofy things happen to us cops. We fall down, guns go off, that type of thing. If the cop who was trying to pull the actor out of the door, if he slips at the time that shot goes off, he may have shot his partner.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. Ron Layton, my brother, nailed it. My phone's blowing up. People love it on Ron. Thanks, my man.
Just calling balls and strikes. Thank you. Be well.
Truth to power. The legend.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. And brought to you by Butler Transit Authority. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding to winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Come with me to Get My Invisalign. They walked me through everything I needed to know. How long it'll take, how it works, and what to expect. Then it was time for the real part. They put on the attachments, they blend in with my teeth, they help the aligners grip your teeth and move them the right way. It felt a little weird at first, but honestly, not bad at all. They popped in my first set of aligners, showed me how to take them out, and that was it. I'm officially part of the Invisalign Club. I even wore them at a football game, super comfortable and easy to talk with. For someone who's always filming on the sidelines or covering sports nonstop, this fits my lifestyle perfectly.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 44 and mostly cloudy at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. An Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer shot and killed a protester Wednesday in Minneapolis. 37-year-old Renee Good, accused of obstructing officers with her vehicle, tried to drive away after an ICE agent ordered her out of the SUV. Video appears to show the vehicle coming into contact with the officer, who then fired 3 shots. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz criticized the Trump administration.
What we're seeing is the consequences of governance designed to generate fear, headlines, and conflict. It's governing by reality TV. And today that recklessness cost someone their life.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said the shooting was an act of self-defense.
A vehicle driven by a person and used to harm someone is a deadly weapon. Deadly force is perfectly lawful when a threat is faced by a weapon.
The officer who killed the woman was treated at a hospital and released. State and local officials demanded ICE leave the state, but Noem said they're not going anywhere. Wednesday's announcement that the Post-Gazette will cease operations on May 3rd shocked the paper's staff following the resolution of a 3-year strike. Owner Block Communications said it could not survive under the conditions of a court ruling. Longtime PG journalist Doug Oster, who also hosts The Organic Gardener on KDKA Radio, shared his reaction with Rob Pratt.
I really hope it doesn't happen. You know, when they say something like, well, we're going to do this in May, maybe something will change. Maybe this is a way to get concessions from the union, whatever it might be.
The PG strike was the longest in Pittsburgh's history. Governor Josh Shapiro is launching a re-election campaign today. He released this morning a video about his first term in office. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
In the video, Governor Josh Shapiro uses blunt language to underscore his message, saying his administration has delivered real results across Pennsylvania, from protecting personal freedoms to moving past long-standing political gridlock.
We've gotten done all across our Commonwealth to make a real difference in people's lives.
His campaign says the re-election effort will center on protecting freedoms, responding in times of crisis, and continuing to bring people together statewide. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
And Shapiro has a campaign event scheduled this afternoon in Pittsburgh and another tonight in Philadelphia. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 242 points at 49,238. The Nasdaq is down 126 points, and the S&P is up 4. 2 music superstars are coming to Pittsburgh this year. The Bruno Mars Tour, nearly 40 shows, includes a stop at Acrisure Stadium on Saturday, August 29th. Pre-sale tickets start next Wednesday. Fans must sign up at brunomars.com by Monday, the 12th at 1 p.m. General sales start on the 15th. And Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow will stop at the Pavilion at Star Lake on Wednesday, June 17th. Tickets for that concert go on sale next Friday. The details are available at chrisstapleton.com. A Pennsylvania lottery player in Westmoreland County is $1 million richer. The winning jackpot scratch-off ticket was sold at Walmart on Mills Drive in North Huntington Township. KDKA Sports, the Penguins host New Jersey tonight at 7. And in the college football playoffs, Miami versus Ole Miss in a semifinal at the Fiesta Bowl. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 11:04. It's 44, mostly cloudy in Pittsburgh with AAA traffic and AccuWeather next.
So, the best food in this area is in Oakmont right now. The Lot at Edgewater. The Pub at 333. Hofstadt's. Michael A's. Vinny's Tavern. And the place that started it all. Carnivores. I'm telling you, folks, I've eaten at all of them. And my man J.K., the Oakmont Restaurant King, delivers nothing but the best. Oakmont. The best food, the best community. Check it out.
Upgrading your home or office this year? Start with your windows. Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory doesn't just sell custom window treatments. Lachina makes draperies and top treatments in their Pittsburgh factory. That means better quality, low factory direct prices, and no middleman markup. Custom draperies, blinds, shades, shutters made to fit your home and budget. This year, do it right. Call Lachina at 412-665-4900 or visit lachinadrapery.com. Quality you deserve, prices you'll appreciate.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your
100,000 clients served. We understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Heather, what's up?
Yeah, just a couple of slow spots on the roadways, but nothing significant. Heading inbound on the Parkway East, you're tapping your brakes between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. The outbound side is back up to speed as well. Inbound on the Parkway West, minor slowdown at the Banksville on-ramp, but otherwise clear between the airport and the tunnel on both sides of the Parkway West. No issues right now on 28 or the Parkway North. 65 and 51 are also both back up to speed. Really, the biggest trouble spot is that construction area on 79 in the Craft and Moon area. It's heavy and slow approaching 60. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine will fade beyond increasing clouds as we go into the afternoon hours. The high 51. Tonight will turn mostly cloudy, perhaps a shower by morning, low 47. Cloudy, breezy, and very mild tomorrow with some rain at times, high 61. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This report brought to you by NJM Insurance.
Why is NJM Insurance silent in an industry full of catchy jingles? And how do they do what's right when things go wrong? Tune in to Baffling Mysteries to find out.
This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The wheels are turning, bro. I got big shots texting me this morning. One highly regarded big shot in this town. Very powerful and loaded, meaning not drunk. Rich as hell. That there was once serious conversations about a potential merger between the Trib and the Post-Gazette, and egos got in the way. My point is, it ain't dead yet. Look, I'm depressed about this and anxious about this for a litany of reasons. But we can't let this happen. I've been talking to 100 guys somehow, some way. We got to save the name, save the brand, go all digital, save 30 people out of 100 and go. Or don't. I had to reach out to one of my closest friends and the best reporter in this town who has deep roots at the PG. My brother, Andy Sheehan. How are you, brother?
Well, sad,
Yeah, it's
basically.
rough. It's rough, bro.
Yeah, it's tough, and I'm feeling sad and nostalgic about what those, the Post-Gazette and the Pittsburgh Press before it, these were just terrific newspapers, great places to work, provided news, entertainment, information on a scale that has never been rivaled.
Hell yeah. Hey, Sheehan, the reason I really wanted to hear from you is because my boy has a story about Tell our listeners who don't know how the hell you ended up at KDTV, which has relevance to what happened yesterday, please.
Well, that's what happened. I came here in 1983 from New Jersey, worked for the Post-Gazette for 8 years, and then in 92, the Teamsters struck both papers. The Post-Gazette and the Pittsburgh Press operated out of the same building, and that I was hired by KDKA during that strike. Out of that strike, that saw the demise of the Pittsburgh Press, and the Post-Gazette was the sole survivor. So this is kind of, almost history's repeating itself right now.
Yes. Andy.
But, these newspapers, all these,
But hold on. Don't gloss over that. That's important. When you left, did you feel the end of that business? Did you feel it was that bad? There's no way you could have.
Oh, like a friend of mine who works at the Post-Gazette, I talked to him yesterday, and he said, I've been expecting this for 35 years.
Wow.
You always felt, going back into the late 80s, you started to feel this. Oh, my God, the newspapers are falling off a cliff. These places used to be an excuse to print money. They had cornered the market. They had, Horns and Kaufman, the big department stores. They had the car dealerships. They had all the classifieds. They had the obituaries, everything. And they would, even after I came here when the steel mills were closing down and after, but the newspapers were thriving. And then, came the internet, and that changed everything.
Hold on.
And so
everybody argues with me that they don't read it it's not about people don't read the internet. In fact, their views are up. They couldn't figure out, they gave it away, and now they can't get money for it, right?
Well, people say that was their original sin. They should have put up a paywall immediately. I'm not sure. It's very hard to monetize the internet.
That's tough.
Right? And so they lost. They what are they living on now? They're living on paid obituaries. I mean, come on.
No, you're right.
And people blame the blocks, that they did this and they violated the union contract, which they did.
Yeah.
The reporters hadn't got a raise for 15 years. In fact, they voted for pay cuts, and then the blocks they violated the contract according to the courts.
But it doesn't explain layoffs at the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the LA Times, 5,000 newspapers shutting down in the last 10 years.
Absolutely not. This was that to me it's like this seems just to be the last nail in the coffin. This thing here. So, where do we go from here? I think my thoughts are that, the Post-Gazette says that they lost $350 million over the last 20 years. Okay. I can't imagine it's that much, but they have a lot of legacy costs.
Yep.
They spent $70 million on a printing press that's half used, right? They only put out 2 print editions a week, and they job out other printing.
Yep.
And they have these legacy costs, and under this court agreement they would have had to pay these union members retroactively. I think they go into bankruptcy.
Yep.
And then I think maybe somebody buys them out of bankruptcy.
Boom. No, and then someone says, bye-bye printing press, bye-bye 9 union contracts, here's jobs for 30 people, let's go, right?
That's a scenario.
But here's my issue with that.
I don't know, but you can blame these guys. You can blame them, but who's lining up to buy a newspaper?
No one, brother.
The only people that are doing it are Jeff Bezos, and he probably regrets even doing it himself, even though he's right.
No,
you got to be.
Let's talk about journalism. So when I had cancer, a reporter came to my house, and she wrote a piece on myself and Christine, and she said, when I started the Post-Gazette, there were 300 reporters. Now there are 40, and today there are 30. And the issue is, my man, you can hate on the Post-Gazette or the unions or the blocks, whoever the hell you want. My man, when you don't get the truth, you get lies. And this is dangerous, is it not, sir, for this to go away?
People, hopefully in the future will start to value professional journalism.
Right on.
When I worked at the Post-Gazette, these people, all those editors and reporters that I work with, these were smart people.
Right.
A lot of them, was fun. I mean, a lot of them were eccentric.
Right,
a lot of them were characters, but they knew their trade. And, now we have the Wild West on the internet with, get any information that you can trust. The only information that's trustable on the internet, and some people would disagree, but, the New York Times, the Washington Post.
No, I get it.
Some of the, where you have professional journalists divining the truth.
I had a sad conversation last night with my kids because you love this life, and so do I. Both of us have been blessed, and she knows me better than my wife. In that, I told my kids, you ain't going into journalism. You can't make money. You can't afford a house. You can't buy a car. There's no future. It's hard to say that, Andy, but it's true, isn't it?
No, we were lucky. Now we're the old stuff, but we were the nation that we live in.
I find it to be tragic, and I've been talking about the end of all this for 10 years now, because I saw it with the dot-coms, and I saw it in our business, in television and radio. When I started KDKA TV, there were 40 reporters. Andy, everybody had a beat, brother. Everybody had a specialty, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. It's gone.
Well, especially in the newspapers. Really, they only have like a dozen reporters over there.
Wow.
Right now, when I was there, they had film critics and newspaper and theater critics, art critics. They had religion writers. They had, food writers. They had, 4 columnists. They had they covered, and then they had the beat system. I covered cops. Then I covered City Hall. Then I covered the courts. Then I covered they have a whole business section. They don't have that anymore.
Here. Hey, I opened up the phone lines this morning. Where do you get your news? Guy calls Bill O'Reilly. Exactly the problem. Screw him.
Exactly.
He makes it up.
Of course.
Come on, man.
It's everybody's opinion, and everybody's right about their opinion. Well, I'm not paid for my opinions. Okay, I don't voice my opinion.
Oh, you're my man. You're the best in the market. When Sheehan goes,
but I try. What I try to do is facilitate a dialogue. In between disparate people who disagree, and what are the facts? A big word, Patrick. Okay, and then people can make up their mind, and that's my idea of journalism. That's what was taught to me when I worked at the Post Gazette, and that's disappeared.
It is, brother. It's scary. My man, love you, my man.
Take care.
See you, man. My man. If Sheehan quits, they need to shut down KDTV. They're done. It's my man. He carries that ball, man. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Heather, what's up?
Yeah, taking a look at the PennDOT traffic cameras. Parkway East inbound, minor slowdown approaching the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, otherwise up to speed. Similar story on the Parkway West inbound, where your only slowdown is at the Banksville on-ramp. It's up to speed on the outbound side as well. Parkway North and 28, both clear. 65 still just has that one traffic light delay inbound at the McKees Rocks Bridge, otherwise up to speed there. 70 southbound, that's our remaining trouble spot through the construction zone there in the Crafton area, approaching 60. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. Visit the country's largest travel booking show January 23rd through the 25th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's a global travel extravaganza with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your vacation is waiting for you.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight or stop smoking. Only $59.99. Weight loss hypnosis Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh, Weston Green Tree at 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis at 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. Walk-ins welcome. Register 30 minutes before.
Jump in January savings at Coons Market.
Boneless, skinless chicken breasts or breast tenders, $2.49 a pound. Fresh strawberries, 1 pound package, 2 for $6. And essential everyday tortilla chips, 12-ounce bags, 2 for $5. Come see us at Coons.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Yeah, I'm nuts. PJ, who runs this joint, and I love him. He's we've known each other for more than 20 years. Said we can create our own. Well, we make news every day here. A hell of a lot of news, and I'm proud to say we do. However, you take the PG out of the market, the Trib's kind of, and there's a big hole in the side of the Titanic, and it's a problem, and it's dangerous. Let me say this, though. There are rumblings. I'm not suggesting there's a plan, but there's a reason why the Post-Gazette folks, the Block family, I don't know them. I'm not going to scream about them. I don't know anything about them. Waited till May to shut this bad boy down because they're looking for someone to save the day. Here's what I know must happen. Sheehan got into some of it. They have a $70 million printing press. Hello. McFly. I haven't had a printed Post-Gazette delivered to my house 8 years. I don't think Patrick ever has. Have you ever?
No, I never have. But I've always been at TV or media companies that have subscriptions.
But you never had a paper delivered to your house?
No, not since I was a kid.
I used to have 6. I used to get aggravated in the morning because my show is 9 to noon, and I would wake up at 6 to read the papers and work out. If the papers were late, I would get antsy. As soon as it went all digital, I was so happy because of what I just stated. So you'd have to get rid of the printing press. They have 7, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 different contracts with 7 different unions. Can't happen. It cannot. Insane benefits owed. Can't pay them. Look, and what does this do, this napalm it thing, right? It ruins it for the folks who have legacy costs. It just does, man. But most of the men and women that I know that work there were gone. A couple of sports guys left, a couple of reporters. Like Sheehan said, there's less than 15 reporters that are now doing news. And I love their sports guys. So you got legacy costs, pensions, health insurance. You can't pay it. The only way this can work, let's be blunt here, bankruptcy. Everything goes, you buy the name, you set up a digital site with 30 people total. Total. Maybe you start with 20, right? Cut and paste and do a lot of local stuff too. As Patrick says, focus on sports because people love their sport. I love their sports guys. And let me say this without giving out names. There are discussions being had. I found it rather comical that folks texted me to ask Mark Cuban. Mark has scoffed at the possibility of investing in Pittsburgh. Not because he doesn't love it, but as he told me when he was here and we sat down, he doesn't live it. And there's a big issue there. He would not buy the Pirates because he doesn't live here and can't operate that way. Thus, he would not, and maybe I'm wrong, I sent him a text, we'll see. He would not invest in the Post-Gazette or take it over because he doesn't live it. He doesn't live here. And find me a company out there investing in 250-year-old newspapers. Find me one. Huh? The only way it works, wash away all the debt, all the former deals, open up as a digital-only site, lay off 70% of the staff. I'm just being honest. And make money. Because there was revenue from big folks, car dealers, Giant Eagle, department stores. They had it, but not as much. That's there. But less than half, and even less than that in many cases. I'm hopeful that between now and May, and I'm already getting texts from players who are having closed-door discussions this morning about possible ways to save the Post-Gazette. Stay tuned. Very, 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 very cool stuff.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Let's ring in the new year by finally checking off something that actually matters. Your old videotapes and photos are fading more every year. VCRs are disappearing, and the clock is ticking to save your family's most important memories. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box to help you preserve your memories by converting all your videotapes, photos, and film reels into digital files. And this year, it's easier than ever.
Introducing our biggest kit yet, able to hold up to 80 videotapes or film reels or 2,000 photos. It's perfect for big collections. You can even send in old DVDs, memory cards, flip phones, or early generation iPhones.
Legacy Box is truly the easiest New Year's resolution you'll ever keep. Just fill your box and send it in. As the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos, all work is done in the U.S., and we're trusted by over 1 million families.
Start the new year right by rescuing the moments you haven't watched in years. Go to legacybox.com/radio for an incredible 55% off. That's legacybox.com/radio for 55% off.
Is life insurance part of your New Year's resolution? Listen, if you're young and healthy, it's simple, and any old agent can get it done. But if you're 50 to 60 years old with a touch of wide waistband syndrome or have correlating health glitches, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider. Big Lou doesn't bait and switch you in with young and healthy rates only to clobber you with the truth down the road. $1 million of coverage could be as low as $200 per month. And unlike that treadmill, this one won't collect dust in the corner. Call Term Provider, speak with Big Lou, and find out how much he can save you on your new $1 million life insurance policy. Start this year off with peace of mind by calling Big Lou at 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-200-1966 or biglou.com.
When it comes to building Pennsylvania's future, the laborers are on the job. From highways and bridges to schools, hospitals, energy projects, the men and women of the Pennsylvania Laborers District Council deliver the skilled work that keeps our communities moving forward. Joe LaQuatra is leading the charge to train the next generation, protect worker safety, and stand up for fair wages and benefits. When laborers build, Pennsylvania grows stronger. The Pennsylvania Laborers District Council, working hard every day. My people.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
44 with mostly cloudy skies. It's 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Outside the Whipple Federal Building in Minneapolis, hundreds are protesting the day after an ICE officer shot and killed and immigration protester Renee Good. CBS News Minnesota reporter Barrett Leone was there.
Things have really escalated. Irritant has been sprayed, excuse me, on the roadway here, and there is some sort of clash happening across the street between agents and these protesters.
State and local officials have demanded the federal agents leave, but Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says they're not going anywhere. Reaction to the Post-Gazette's announcement it will cease operations in May is drawing reaction from a well-known PG contributor. Doug Oster, host of Sunday's Organic Gardener on KDKA Radio, was at a loss for words when he spoke about it with Rob Pratt.
I can't believe it, actually, to tell you the truth. And for a city our size not to have a major newspaper, I don't just feel for the community. I feel for all those people inside that building that I worked with for all those years.
The PG's owners say the newspaper has lost over $350 million over 2 decades. Getting follow-up testing after a mammogram just got easier for millions of people. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
Highmark is eliminating out-of-pocket costs for advanced breast imaging to remove financial barriers to early cancer detection. The insurer will now fully cover diagnostic tests like ultrasounds, MRIs, and advanced mammograms for members in several states. These exams are often ordered after a screening mammogram shows something unusual, even though most results are not cancer. In the past, patients could face hundreds of dollars in costs, leading some to delay follow-up care. Highmark says covering these tests at no charge will help more patients complete the diagnostic process and catch cancer earlier. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 288 points at 49,284. The Nasdaq down 163, and the S&P is down 3 points. KDKA Radio News Time 11:32. Our next update at noon. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Have you been told there's nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that is not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Janie from West Homestead. Janie's neuropathy pain limited her activities to where she couldn't stand long enough to cook a meal. She feared she might need a wheelchair. Then Janie found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Janie's neuropathy, and she considers her decision to use Tri-State Neuropathy Centers as a wise investment in her health and future. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Janie, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back.
Totally changed my life.
It's amazing. I don't have any cravings. You want to quit, but have found it impossible? This is the thing for you. I have absolutely no craving. It's the darndest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's not for entertainment. It's for results.
Do it. It works. Period.
You've tried everything else. You need to come and try this.
Only $59.99. Because don't just cut down, but stop smoking. In addition, lose all the weight with Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Let hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings and lose the weight. Weight Loss Hypnosis, Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West in Green Tree, 11 a.m. Stop Smoking Hypnosis, 2 p.m. Registration 30 minutes before seminar. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
It's the 12th night, the end of the Christmas season and beginning of Epiphany. Oakmont Bakery kicks off this season every year with punchki. Spell that twice backwards. All flavors. Cherry, blueberry, vanilla, chocolate, cream, peach, maple bacon, raspberry, strawberry, coconut dough, coconut, peanut butter, custard, prune, lemon. Order them online. Call ahead. Get your Mardi Gras started. Open every day, 6 a.m. Delicious.
The fighting spirit of the Marine Corps is born of battles won. Battles won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's a promise made to you for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Heather, what's up?
Yeah, the Parkway East inbound, minor slowdown between Edgewood Swissvale and the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. The outbound side of the Parkway East is up to speed. Parkway West, similar story, minor slowdown as you approach the Fort Pitt Tunnel, but otherwise up to speed. No issues on the outbound side of the Parkway West. In the Crafton area, we're still seeing that slowdown on 79 southbound in the area of Steubenville Pike, where there's construction being done and a lane restriction. And then Parkway North 28, both clear, and 65 just has a traffic light delay inbound at the McKees Rocks Bridge. With AAA traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will feature sunshine fading beyond increasing clouds, I-51. Tonight, mostly cloudy, perhaps a shower late, low 47. Tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and very mild with intermittent rain and a high of 61. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Think back to the last time you were in nature. What comes to mind? Hiking through a lush forest, floating on a lazy river, or perhaps watching a vibrant sunset on a beach full of glistening plastic bottles and food wrappers. Unfortunately, this isn't a joke. Here in the U.S., we generate the most plastic waste in the world, with 70% of it ending up in landfills. And by the time you're done listening to this ad, more than a dump truck's worth of plastic will have made it into the ocean. Plastic has become a useful part of our everyday lives, but it's polluting the air, water, and soil that all life needs to survive. This is a human problem that can be solved with human action. But it's going to take all of us, from individuals to businesses to governments and everyone in between. Help create a cleaner future for both people and nature. Visit wwf.earth/plastics.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Check this out. Mayhem. Last night, you're about to hear this. I get this note from my boys. Kidnapping ransom out of Plum, which is wild to have a kidnapping in this area. The brother was located on the north side with the ransom money. Apparently gave up the drop. Police got to the drop. Victim and shot in the street and zip-tied. Wow. Victim shot in the chest in Hazelwood. Kidnapping, guns, ransom. Before we play the clips, let's talk to the man who heard it first. Mike Fisher, Pittsburgh Shanner. Brother, mayhem.
Marty, good morning.
Right?
What in the Grand Theft Auto happened yesterday? Wow.
All right, so
it's a video game.
Let's play the clips, and then we could talk through them. Play the first one, please, Trevin. Thank you.
Last pinging near the casino.
This male with the ransom money is named. We're working on the phone number here. All right. Also in 1 unit, be on the lookout. That vehicle's last location, 733 Allegheny River Boulevard.
123. When was that last ping?
All right. That's actually going to be Verona, but that came in at 1 minute ago.
TC3.
RTCC.
I believe a unit's getting out at the 7-Eleven on Western Avenue with the suspect from that abduction. You can start another unit that way.
That black Chevy at the 7-Eleven on Allegheny.
Copy your call sign.
132.
Units to start 7-Eleven on Western.
138 with 65.
132. Plate's going to be...
Copy.
Give us a vehicle description.
This is going to be the, of the victim. This is not the actor vehicle.
It's crazy. So, Mike, what's going on here? What the hell happened? How'd this get going, brother, from what you know?
Well, from what we know, something happened out in Plum, and Plum police did their work, and they started doing plate readers. They're pinging these cars back and forth, and they got the brother with the ransom, or whoever he is with the ransom, and they're tracking this guy, and it's like there are many moving parts all happening, many different agencies attempting to work together, including the city trying to work with itself, and it's
mayhem.
Just insanity. A lot of messages we asked. Were there fire? It's like, so I started posting about stuff, and it was a little nuts.
So a guy...
Not expected in this area.
Guys go to a house and kidnap a guy, and they want a bunch of money to get him back, in essence. Listen to clip number 2. Listen. Crazy.
This victim just got a text from the actor through the victim's phone saying Fedora Way, 152.
Fedora Way. 188, can we not put any of that on air right now? I'm in touch with the detectives in county. 188, can you bring your phone to the victim of the 7-Eleven? Yes, stand by.
132, I copied that. I'm letting Zone 4 know.
186.
Go ahead.
Can we advise Channel 3 in Zone 4 to stand by so we can come up with a game plan for the next location? I do not want to spook anybody, and we're going to try to get some other units involved before we just all show up at a location that we may or may not be correct.
Copy. From my understanding, there's multiple units in that area looking in. Our TCC is on that channel.
So right now, we've had this kidnapping, right, Mike? And they're trying to track the guys down that took him, right?
Yeah, we're trying to look for the people who did the kidnapping. We're trying to look for the victim, and now we got this guy with ransom money with a duffel bag full of 20s, trying to find him.
Play the last clip, please. Play the last clip, please. It's crazy.
429 to RTCC. 432 of those units. They're saying Fedora Way off of Alameda. Head that way.
Yeah, 29 to real-time crime. Are you just monitoring the situation and you have the plate? In regards to what? The car that's at Plum Borough, the one that's been bulldozed throughout the city.
RTCC, that's affirmative. We have it in the plate reader. We have no new hits.
425. We'll be on Glenwood right now.
Copy. You're on Glenwood. What's the nearest intersection, 100 block?
We're not out with it. We're just at Glenwood and Winston right now. We're heading towards Fedora Way.
Copy. 1855. 32A to that unit. I'm coming up Alameda. Just come down.
We're at Fedora Street right now.
Copy. 1859.
425. Fedora Way is clear. No signs of vehicle.
Copy. 425. Fedora Way is clear. No sign of vehicle. 1900.
425. Can you see if they have any additional pings on this vehicle? I know they were pinging it before.
425. That's a negative on that. They're trying to figure out if this is going to be an ICS incident or not. 186 is stating to stand down.
Copy. 425. The other units, just for clarification, it's going to be a white Tucson. There's a female involved. She's older. And then there are firearms involved.
Received. And just be advised, they're working off the admin 425.
I copy. We have our handhelds on admin. Block 254.
5R.
Well, they say 961 D-E-L-Y Street.
Affirmative.
McClave's permission. We're 3 minutes out. Say, Piers male is shot at Dealey.
Paramedic.
The update, he is responding to police. 428 could be out with a possible actor. 40 floor.
All right, that's enough. Thanks, brother. So at the end of the day, Mike Fisher with Pittsburgh Scanner did a hell of a job putting this drama together. You had a kidnapping out of Plum, headed into the city, shooting. They find the guy who was kidnapped, shot in the chest, right?
Yeah, we believe the medics said it was a chest wound.
But no suspects arrested, right?
Not to our knowledge at this point, but details have been sketchy right now, so it sounds like an ongoing investigation.
And was there money recovered? I couldn't tell. Didn't sound like it.
Can't tell.
Yeah.
We don't even know if the transaction took place.
And very, very unusual to have a kidnapping in this area like this, or very unusual to hear this, isn't it?
It's unusual to have a kidnapping and then a ransom.
Yes.
And then the person meeting them with the ransom money, and then everything about this is
sketch.
Very peculiar.
One or two things happened here.
Very peculiar.
One or two things happened here. Someone owed someone drug money or gambling debt. My man, Mike Fisher, you are the best, brother. Amazing story. Thanks, my man.
Thanks for having us.
Hell of a story. Guy's alive, shot in the chest, bagfuls of money, ransom, kidnapping, and one more time. The cops kicked ass. Insane job tracking these cars down and making a difference. Great work. Wildness. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Heather, what's up?
Yeah, looking pretty good on the roadways right now. Just a minor slowdown on the Parkway East as you head into the Squirrel Hill Tunnel on the inbound side. The outbound side also has a minor slowdown heading into the city side of the tunnel. Parkway West inbound, no delays. Same story on the outbound side where you're clear between the Fort Pitt Tunnel and the airport. No issues right now on 28 or the Parkway North. 65 is mostly clear, just a minor slowdown as you approach the McKees Rocks Bridge intersection. And we do still have some slowdowns in that lane restriction area in Crafton on 79 southbound in the area of Steubenville Pike. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Trucking isn't just for drivers. PGT Trucking needs professional staff to help support their men and women out on the road. With positions in safety, recruiting, driver training, fleet management, maintenance, and more. You too can join the proud professionals of PGT and play a major role in the supply chain. Ditch the boring desk job. Get in on the action with PGT. Call 1-800-TEAM-PGT or apply online at pgttrucking.com/work. That's pgttrucking.com/work.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Huddle up for some great savings before the big game at Coons Market. We've got delicious subs, deli treats, and our meat department is second to none. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh and big game tradition.
Timing is everything. It's the new year and time to get moving on resolutions like taking better care of your health. Individual and family coverage from UPMC Health Plan can help you do it. The countdown is on. You only have until January 15th to get a plan that will be there for whatever the year brings. Don't drop the ball on getting great coverage. To get started with one-on-one support, visit upmchealthplan.com/marketplace.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. NAI Burns Scalo has expanded into West Virginia. The largest privately owned commercial real estate firm in the region announced Wednesday it opened a new office in Morgantown. According to the release, NAI Burns Scalo has partnered with WVU Medicine, supporting real estate strategy and execution as the organization expands its footprint, making a Morgantown office even more logical. Also, Mariner has acquired Strava Wealth, marking its third Pittsburgh location, adding a 5-person team with approximately $360 million in assets under advisement. Terms were not disclosed. Mariner announced the transition on January 6th, but said the deal closed on December 31st of 2025, with Delphia Partners serving as banker. Mariner Wealth Advisors, based in Overland Park, Kansas, is a national financial services company that was founded in 2006 with approximately $300 million in assets under advisement. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Local TV trips me out. Breaking news all morning. The governor's running for re-election. Huh? Come on, man. Come on. So people get turned off by breaking news. Yeah, whatever. Fart in a bath. Bird, someone farted in a bathtub. Cut into programming. They sent out a release to all of us. I don't know, what's today? Thursday, so I'd say Monday or Tuesday. Major announcement in Philly and Pittsburgh. So I texted one of my people, yeah, that's the governor. He's announcing he's running for governor again. That's it? Oh. I'm not suggesting that it's not an announcement, but it's not breaking news. Come on, man. The announcement would be, which, by the way, had our boss, PJ, running back to my office saying, what is this? Is he going to announce for president? Because that's actually the question I asked, right? Major announcement. But I had some trepidation about that, only because it's so early. It wouldn't make sense, but crazier things have happened. But regarding Shapiro, let's be blunt. And I've said this, I'm a fan. He's charismatic. He's charming. He's powerful. He's a fundraising king. He has more money at this point in his campaign for governor than anyone in history at this point. He's a leader. All those things. I have had great interactions with him in person, over the phone. I tell this story, and I had a dinner with some big shots the other night, and they were talking about Shapiro, and they said, what do you think of him? I said, let me make it personal, because I think everything is personal. When I was sick with cancer, the governor called my house 5 times, personally, to ask how I was doing. How about that? You might not think that's cool. You might think it's butt kissing, whatever. I thought it was a man caring about a man. Here's my deal. Riddle me this. How do you run for governor and president at the same time? Can you? Anyone? Huh? Let me make it clear, though. And prove me wrong on this. There is no state in America more important than Pennsylvania. And this is why Shapiro is king for now. He kicked ass when he ran for governor last time. Kicked ass. In a state where Trump won. So what they're thinking is, he the man. Right? Right. But he's going to announce, I guess, in a short time that he's running for re-election, which is not surprising or shocking. But my issue, and we've had these conversations before about politicians who are running for president and are also a governor. Can you do both? Some would say yes, some would say hell no. Some would say that you can't serve 2 masters. Some would argue that running for president is all-encompassing, overwhelming, full-time gig, right? I mean, insanely difficult to do. You got to raise, what is it now, $2 or $3 billion? Seriously, with a B. His approval numbers are through the roof in Pennsylvania. Shapiro, Here's my thing about him, man. In the moments where I've been alone with him, he's really cool. What's my point? It's not a show. It's not shtick. It's legit. There's an image from Corey's inauguration speech that sticks out. Wasn't staged. Corey was speaking and Corey's son was fidgeting, poor kid, because these things drag on and boys have about the attention span of a gnat, as I still do. And Josh saw this, and Josh was up there on the stage. And he went and grabbed Corey's little boy, sat him on his lap, and the little man colored while the governor of Pennsylvania held him. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't staged. It wasn't for show. It was real. Now, this might not matter to you, but in this world of vitriol, right, and hatred and animus, it's pretty cool. Met his son. Very cool. Here's my concern. Let me be blunt. He's Jewish. It's horribly dangerous for him. Horribly dangerous to be a Jew in America running for president. Damn. They already tried to burn him and his family alive. I've asked him about it. In person, face to face. My man. Play it.
Together, we've gotten a whole lot done on issues that have been stuck for decades. But there's always more to do. More people to help. More Pennsylvanians to protect. More bridges to build.
That was that. Pretty cool video released today. Pretty cool. It's the fear factor. He's a Jew. That's deadly. The legitimate threats against Jews in America has risen exponentially. They get the blame put on them for everything. Everything. I asked him about it. I really did. I called him once on a Saturday. I said, this is after they tried to burn him to death. He said, yeah, I ain't quitting. I can't. I realize the fear. I realize the danger, but I can't quit. I can't give up. And I admire the hell out of that, too.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Are you turning 65 and have questions about Medicare? Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. You may also qualify for a monthly credit toward your Part B premium. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 50 and mostly cloudy at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Protesters upset with yesterday's deadly shooting of a woman by an ICE officer have gathered outside a federal building in Minneapolis. CBS's Michael Wallace has more.
Hundreds of protesters chanted "Killers go home" as they tried to block the exits of the Whipple Federal Building. Federal agents fired pepper balls and handcuffed several of the protesters. ICE out now! ICE out now! The protesters have been chanting shooting victim Renee Good's name, as well as shame. State and local officials have demanded the federal agents leave, but Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says they're not going anywhere.
Noem alleged Renee Good was stalking and impeding agents all day, and ICE agents repeatedly instructed her to get out of her SUV and stop obstructing law enforcement, but did not comply. Minnesota's governor is preparing the National Guard for possible deployment. Wednesday's announcement that the Post-Gazette will cease operations on May 3rd shocked the paper's staff following the resolution of a 3-year strike. Owner Block Communications says it could not survive under the conditions of a court ruling. Longtime PG journalist Doug Oster, who also hosts The Organic Gardener on KDKA Radio, shared his reaction with Rob Pratt.
I really hope it doesn't happen. You know, when they say something like, well, we're going to do this in May, maybe something will change. Maybe this is a way to get concessions from the union, whatever it might be.
The PG strike was the longest in Pittsburgh's history. Governor Josh Shapiro is kicking off his re-election campaign today, pointing to what he calls a record of delivering results for Pennsylvanians. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
In a newly released campaign video, Shapiro highlights efforts to create jobs, cut taxes for working families, and invest in schools and law enforcement, while also emphasizing unity and protecting personal freedoms across the Commonwealth.
Together, we've gotten a whole lot done on issues that have been stuck for decades. But there's always more to do. More people to help, more Pennsylvanians to protect, more bridges to build.
The governor is scheduled to make the announcement this afternoon at a campaign event in Pittsburgh and tonight in Philadelphia. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A Washington County man is accused of recording a young girl with a camera hidden under her bed. Police say the 12-year-old discovered a toy camera in a cardboard box disguised with black tape. According to the criminal complaint, 163 videos were recorded on 3 days. Michael Crispin is in the Washington County Jail on $15,000 bond. On Wall Street, the Dow is ahead 284 points at 49,280. The Nasdaq is down 124 points, and the S&P is up 1. 2 music superstars are coming to Pittsburgh this year. The Bruno Mars Tour, nearly 40 shows, includes a stop at Acrisure Stadium on Saturday, August 29th. General sales start on the 15th. Chris Stapleton's All-American Road Show will stop at the Pavilion at Star Lake on Wednesday, June 17th. Tickets go on sale next Friday, and details are at chrisstapleton.com. KDKA Sports, the Penguins host New Jersey tonight at 7. And in the college football playoffs, Miami versus Ole Miss in a semifinal at the Fiesta Bowl. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. It's 50 now, mostly cloudy in Pittsburgh, and the AccuWeather forecast is next.
Hello, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management, where I work with my daughter Sarah and son Lester. Every year, my 5 grandchildren, ages 6 to 15, come into the office to stuff, seal, and stamp holiday cards for clients. While they're here, I like to give each of them a lesson on how to give a firm handshake and look a person in the eye with a smile. I want our kids to learn how to genuinely talk with people, and you can't connect with someone when your head is buried in a phone. Every year we host a client appreciation event, and in the weeks before, I work with my grandchildren on how to greet our clients with eye contact, a handshake, and a heartfelt word of gratitude for working with us. I want them to know that the clients who put their trust in us are the reason our family firm is successful. This holiday season, my heart is filled with gratitude for my wife, Barb, our children and grandchildren, and for the families who've trusted mine to be their advisors. It's an honor. Find out more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
We're talking with Joe Sabulis from Highwood Cemetery. Joe, I read a story recently about a local cemetery that had run out of funds and was struggling to pay for its upkeep. How did this happen?
Some cemeteries eventually become full and can no longer sell grave sites to generate income. How will those cemeteries pay for their continued care? The cemetery may or may not have a fund for this purpose. In the story you mentioned, that cemetery is no longer selling property and its care fund is almost depleted. Now they're struggling to pay for upkeep.
How can families be assured that their grave sites are being cared for now and in the future?
Highwood Cemetery exists to serve the public rather than make a profit. Our $1 million perpetual care fund is managed by a fiduciary to ensure that the care of the cemetery will be as it is today for generations to come.
And you can learn more about Highwood Cemetery by calling 412-766-6600.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will feature sunshine fading beyond increasing clouds, high 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy, perhaps a shower late, low 47. Tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and very mild with intermittent rain and a high of 61. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Ryan Shalaba here from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. More than 1,000 local homeowners have trusted us to sell their home the simple way. No hassles or fees, just a fair and easy sale. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for a cash offer today. That's 412-500-9057.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What's up? Chad, come here, please. Why didn't I ask you this? I got Randy on the line. Hold on for a second, Randy. I got to ask Chad Quinn. One of my boys with the Dollar Energy Fund, he's here working on the Warmathon that we do each year, and we're blessed to be able to raise $200,000. However, I can't believe I didn't think of this. Why? No, let me rephrase that. It has been so damn cold, and utility rates have exploded. Are you getting slammed still? Slammed, brother.
We are, Marty. We're up 131% year over year.
No.
So we've more than doubled year over year. Wow. Busy. And Marty, it's just not utility rates. Everything's more expensive.
Yeah.
You can't get out of the grocery store for one trip without spending $200. You can't. Everything is more expensive. I mean, yeah, gas is down a little bit, and the price of eggs is down a little bit, but everything else is still expensive.
More than double, bro.
More than double.
So how many people, and I hate to just dump this on you, but how many people have you helped so far?
We've helped 6,000 families here in Pennsylvania so far this year. Normally, at this time of the year, it's about 2,500.
No.
Yes.
That's not good.
It's not, Marty. It's not sustainable for us.
Wow.
We're obviously out trying to raise more dollars.
Like someone's blowing a big hole in your budget, bro.
It is. The spring's going to be tough. The spring is our busiest time of the year because people come off of the winter with big bills. It's going to be very difficult in the spring. Wow. And that's why, when on February 13th, we're here doing the Warmathon.
We're going to crush it. I'm committed to you and dedicated to making a difference. But how much have you had? How much have you had to spend so far?
We've spent an additional $2 million this year, one year to the next.
Wow.
And, Marty, there was a lot of things going on, right? We had a delay in food assistance. We had a delay in some other things.
Sure.
That all had a part in it. But, again, it boils down to the fact that things are more expensive. Utility rates are up. They're up 8% basically
Real quick,
year over year.
Trevin, please tell Randy to hang on. Then I'm going to get to him. But thanks, brother. So give us a scenario. Give us your basic call and what you end up doing for that person that calls for help.
So, Marty, it's a call that we're getting someone saying, hey, I'm a little bit behind on my bill, or it's I've got a termination notice. Now, that's not happening right now because the utilities aren't actively terminating people. But in November, that was happening, right? So a person would call and say, hey, I have a termination notice of my utilities. What can you do? How can you help me?
Yeah.
We will give them an agency to go to, or we'll take an application from them. We'll get them in. We'll do their income screening. We'll make sure they're eligible
You've
for
done
the program.
6,000 of these.
6,000 of them.
What kind of check do they end up getting about?
Marty, it only takes about $380 in a typical year to get someone stop their termination or get their service back on.
That's an overwhelming number.
It is. It's insane, Marty. 1 year to the next to be up 131% in demand.
I don't think, because we stay in contact, I don't think anyone really thought this was going to be this bad in terms of a culmination of things.
Yeah, it's rates. It's,
yeah.
But it's living expenses.
No, you're right, bro.
We say it all the time. I mean, it's more expensive to live somewhere. It's more expensive to eat. When I first started Dollar Energy Fund 20 years ago, I sat in on a session that talked about the cost to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
Right? It was pennies to feed somebody. That same study I just saw was updated a few years ago. It's 10 times more expensive to make that same peanut butter and jelly sandwich than it was 20 years ago. The cost of everything has increased. McDonald's used to be able to buy a hamburger for 59 cents. Now it's $2.
But to your point, though, there's been a kind of a conflation of several things in the last year and a half.
Yes.
That really suck for consumers.
Yeah, and maybe we've seen an increase. Last year we were up, basically 25-30%.
No, I mean, Patrick, I've seen it in my own utility bills, man. I had a $900 electric bill first time in my life. And food costs, everything, brother.
Everything's more expensive, and it was last year as well. We helped 4,000 more families last year.
Oh, wow!
Year in the entire program year than we did the previous program.
And then this year, 140% up over that.
Yes.
It's insane.
It's insane. It's not sustainable for us, Marty.
It isn't.
It's not. I mean, we can only help as many people as we have dollars to help.
That makes me both sad and a little scared.
Yeah. Typically, we have money to help people through May.
Yeah.
This year, we're hoping we have money to help people through the end of March.
Oh. Wow. All right, so you got me thinking now. Let's set a different goal. Let's kind of figure a way to push harder and raise more this year than we ever have. Let's blow the walls off of it.
Marty, if people are behind on your utility bills, we say it all the time. Pick up the phone and call your utility company.
And what's behind mean? Missed one payment or three, or what is it? What do you consider behind?
It's not missing any. If you think you're not going to pay your next utility bill, pick up the phone and call your utility company. Don't wait.
And what do you tell them?
You tell
I'm not
them,
trying to be a jerk.
You say, what options do I have that will help me make something more affordable? I'm going to have a pinch next month.
Oh.
They might just put you on a budget.
So I know people that have done this, Patrick. They put you on a plan.
Yes.
And they kind of spread it out, right?
Yes. So especially if it's your gas bill, your gas bill's high in the wintertime, it's lower in the summertime.
Yeah.
Ask to be put on a budget. That's the simplest thing. Just call your utility company. If you're worried about not paying a bill, call your utility company.
Man. Because will they shut you off now?
They will not right now.
They won't.
They won't.
During these months.
Correct. Yeah. They will not turn you off right now. The utilities want to keep you on.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not in the business of turning you off.
Guy here, please.
Yeah, they're not in the business of turning you off.
No, they've been wonderful. Anytime I've ever called them, they've been. Duquesne Light in particular has been very gracious
and Marty, in Pennsylvania, the cost of your energy is the utilities don't profit from that.
Yeah.
It's a pass through.
Well,
so,
we made the goofball mistake signing one of these deals with one of these outside purveyors of crap and ended up paying double and had to get back on a legitimate plan. Another story for another day. But my man, I'm so glad I saw you. This actually is troublesome, but it allows us to motivate to create even more incentive to try and raise more money for you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Thanks.
Wow. It's unsustainable. So if it's unsustainable for him and them, then it's unsustainable for the region. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, same story from the food bank. Same. It's rough. All right, we're going to take a break. Let's take this break, and we'll grab Randy when we get. You got to hear this story from this local developer and how a change in the mayor's office changes what's happening in Pittsburgh. You got to hear the story.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans. Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back, only $59.99. Don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight you want, only $59.99 with Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Let hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings, late-day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating, and lose the weight. Weight Loss Hypnosis, Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh, Weston Green Tree, 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Hey, I'm Sam. And I'm Calvin. When we started Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks, it wasn't a big crew or a fancy shop, just Calvin and me in our grandma's garage.
We'd load up our tools every morning, build decks all day, then unpack right there in her driveway.
That little garage laid the foundation for what Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks is all about. Working hard, staying honest, and treating people like family.
We've grown a lot since then, but those family values still guide every job we do. Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
This is CBS Eye on Veterans. Veterans often love to continue their physical training, but finding fellow vets in the gym or around the neighborhood that just want to go for a hike or a bike can be challenging. Army veteran Mike Sullivan shares that's why Team Red, White, and Blue exists.
I mean, absolutely, that's the way the organization's set up, right? Find a local vet or member and link up and do the things you like to do together. It's everything from cycling to rucking to functional fitness like CrossFit. Any sort of activity that's going to help you stay motivated and mobile.
Find your fellow vets at teamrwb.org.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I had dinner with a bunch of big shots 2 nights ago. One of them was a billionaire, not dropping names or money, but the reason why the money matters is because he's a massive developer and has insane plans for downtown Pittsburgh. And in fact, at that meeting, there were about 10 people there. I confirmed with various developers there that $2 billion worth of deals have consummated since Corey took office Monday. This is Thursday. No BS. Why? Because Gainey's gone, with all due respect to the former mayor, who is charming, charismatic, kind of cool to be around, but ineffective with players. They felt as if he pushed them out, told them to go to hell, and they did. They went away. And now they're back. And they're doing things that they never thought they would ever do in Pittsburgh, and the floodgates are about to open, brothers and sisters. And I say hallelujah. I call it gained. They got gained. Honestly, if you were rich, he didn't like New Yorkers, he flat out said it. Get out of my town, don't develop here. If you were upper crust, if you went to an elite school, if you lived in an elite neighborhood, these were all checked on a bucket list that made it difficult for you to do business. Along the way, he screwed some of the small guys, too. One of my boys, one of my favorite people, Brother Randy, how are you, my man?
I'm doing great. I'm sitting here in Costa Rica. What a world. I can talk to you like I'm next door.
Living the life. But we met.
Well, I worked 50 years. I deserve it, don't I?
Hey, man, I love you. You know me. I'm a big fan, brother. We met under different circumstances. You got gained. You did. Explain what happened.
Did.
I think this is important that people understand the tectonic shift in the dynamic at City Hall. What happened with your...
Well, I just want to say we finally are going to have progress in Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a wonderful, livable city again because Corey is the new sheriff mayor in town. I wanted to sell some property that I own right in the shadow of the new UPMC hospital on Fifth Avenue.
Yep.
And I couldn't do it.
Right.
Because it had to be 100% affordable housing.
100%.
Now, does that make any
100%, Doc.
Does that make any sense to anybody with a brain in their head? No. It's impossible. Nobody's going to develop a property that's 100% affordable housing on Fifth Avenue. But I worked my whole life to develop, and pay off this property. 50 years it took me. And I have these properties and I want to cash in the chips now.
Why wouldn't you, bro?
And I couldn't do it.
So
I couldn't do it.
So Doc, you said to hell with it. You put them on hold, didn't you?
Yeah, I had no choice. We had to wait until Gainey got unelected. Thank goodness the citizens of Pittsburgh understood that this guy, he was not representing a lot of us. Hardworking. I'm a veteran. I worked as a dentist and an inventor all my life. And he wasn't representing me. He didn't care anything about me.
Oh, he wanted nothing to do with you, to be quite frank.
Exactly.
You were another rich guy that was bothering him, in essence, an elitist that bothered him, right?
Yeah, of course I pay taxes every year for 50 years on my properties and my home in Squirrel Hill, but that didn't seem to matter to him. He just wanted to take care of his clientele.
Didn't help him, brother. Dr. Randy Warren, I love this man. I love him because he's so damn active. He shot me 100 videos at various events around the city. He gives a damn. And so let's transition to now Corey's in office. I start getting texts. I start getting texts from you, and they're kind of saying, let's go, brother, right?
Yeah, exactly. The people that I'm trying to sell my property to who are big-time developers, they're all of a sudden they're going to meet with Dan Gelman and Erica Strasberger and some other people in the city. I think they're meeting today. Actually, it's unbelievable how quickly everything's changing, but it looks good. I think the city, wants to be more livable, wants to be a special place, which it is, but you can't do it if there's no new construction and nothing happening.
Hey, Doc.
It just can't be done.
The truth is it's as if a switch, as if the light came on in a room with Corey being elected, isn't it, sir? Isn't it?
It sure is. He's terrific. I've known his father and I know him. We have a commonality in golf, believe it or not. But he's a great guy. Great guy.
So, Doc, you sat on this land, this project, these buildings the whole 4 years, and now you're back in the game and ready to go.
Yeah, 4 years. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't do anything. And now all of a sudden, it's like you said, a light bulb just turned on. And, who wants to come to Pittsburgh and Oakland as a professor or as a scientist or a robotics technician or a pharmacy student? They want to live in a nice establishment, a nice apartment building. They don't want to live in affordable housing.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they say, I think Ben Franklin said, common sense is not so common, so that's.
So it's full speed ahead and all go for this deal based on Corey being in office.
Well, I bet football games, so it's hard to predict the future because I remember the Jets won a game and they were a 13-point underdog.
I love you, man.
So, you never know. Anything can happen. But it looks good. It really looks good. I'm very optimistic. I'm optimistic for Pittsburgh. This is what Oakland. I'm very involved with Oakland as
Yes,
well.
you are.
And Oakland needs something new,
Yes.
exciting, the kind of place that a person who wants to move to Pittsburgh wants to live in. They don't want to live in affordable housing on Fifth Avenue.
No, sir. It ain't happening.
And-
Doc,
no.
you're in
So-
Costa Rica. I'll let you get back to Costa Rica-ing.
I wish I could share some of it with you, Marty. You look like all the stress you're under. You could use a little vacation.
Little sun, right, Doc?
A little sun, a little relaxation. It would be perfect for you.
Life in the blender,
But
brother.
you still, but you got the energy. Keep up that energy. That's the secret weapon you got.
Doc, you're one of my favorite people because you get it, my man, and you give a damn. Thanks, brother. Enjoy that
Well,
trip.
All right. Take care, Marty.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
I'll tell you what's magnificent about that story you heard. It's happening 1,000 times in this town today. Believe me. I heard it. I heard 50 stories at dinner 2 nights ago with players. And now you got Randy. He sat on buildings for 4 years. And now he's in the game, and now it's a go. For those who say politics doesn't matter and Pittsburgh won't change, yeah, politics matter, and Pittsburgh will change and is changing right now. And I'm digging it big time. Randy is the player.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-200-1966. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-200-1966. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-200-1966 or biglou.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. Visit the country's largest travel booking show January 23rd through the 25th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's a global travel extravaganza with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your vacation is waiting for you.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Partly sunny and 52 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Governor Josh Shapiro is about to make his first campaign visit to Pittsburgh as he seeks re-election. News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado is with the campaign.
Paul, after releasing a campaign video this morning, the governor is due to make his first official campaign appearance here at the Carpenters Union local along the Parkway West. In his re-election launch video, he talks about the things he's done since taking office, ranging from a swift reopening of I-95 in the Philadelphia area after it collapsed from a fire to getting a gasoline pump returned to a small town. Governor Shapiro was joined by Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, who is from this area, where they will outline their arguments for why voters should give them another 4 years in office. In addition to the Carpenters Union, other representatives from organized labor are expected to be on hand as well. The venue's not huge. As of right now, it looks like their goal is to keep this cozy. I would imagine there will be some people standing behind Shapiro, but right now the seating looks like it's only set up for about maybe 50 or so. He'll be speaking in front of the American flag hoisted behind him. His speech is set for about 1:45 this afternoon. Reporting live, David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
Oh, we've all heard the stories about this huge spike in flu cases across the country and how the best way to protect yourself against the virus is by getting a flu shot. But what about our pets? Dr. Mike Hutchinson of Animal General in Cranberry Township says that doing some research on the topic, he doesn't recommend the canine flu vaccine for dogs.
There's only one case in about 213,000 dogs in the Pittsburgh area, and nationally it's about one case in 90,000 dogs. So it doesn't even make sense. The vaccine doesn't prevent infection. It does not guarantee protection. It's just not a very effective vaccine.
Some boarding kennels require the canine flu vaccine, but Dr. Mike recommends asking your veterinarian to write a letter saying that you'll take the risk because it's not necessary. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 295 points, the Nasdaq down 120. The S&P 500 is up a point. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, and the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Are you ready for retirement? Hi, this is Brian Quaranta, host of On the Money, heard every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join me and your host, Rob Pratt, as we tackle the most important questions about retirement planning, financial strategies, and securing your future. From avoiding costly mistakes to maximizing your savings, will help you feel more confident about your financial journey. Tune in every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. on KDKA Radio. Take the first step towards a worry-free retirement. That's On the Money, your retirement planning destination.
Thinking about weight loss? Independence Health System Westmoreland area is hosting a seminar. Why wait? On Wednesday, January 28th at Ferrante's Lakeview in Greensburg. This free event includes discussions with bariatrics physicians on weight loss options and one-on-one time with clinical dietitians. You'll hear about the facts and support you deserve when thinking about weight loss. Registration is required. Please call 1-877-771-1234, option 3, or visit independence.health/register.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Pretty nice for the rest of today as sunshine gradually gives way to increasing clouds, high 51. Mostly cloudy tonight, perhaps a late night shower, low just 47. Breezy and mild tomorrow with intermittent rain, high 61. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Voss TV and Appliance has a huge selection of big brand names and prices you'll love. Third-generation family business. Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team provides meaningful service that actually serves. They answer phones, show up on time, and truly care about their customers. It's old-school service that matters, and you won't find it anywhere else. Visit Voss's South Hills showroom today. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. Love them. The lowest prices guaranteed.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. Visit the country's largest travel booking show January 23rd through the 25th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's a global travel extravaganza with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your vacation is waiting for you.
Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Bunch of stuff happening in this town, as you know. The PG thing is not DOA, just so you know. Players out there moving the pieces on the chessboard. I have talked to rich guys who know this business of media, as if anyone knows it. It's kind of like playing Chinese checkers blindfolded. And there is discussion early about, in air quotes, saving the Post-Gazette. So you know. Legit discussions with men who have sat in rooms before. I didn't know this, but I mean, I wasn't tied into it. I guess there was a talk of merging the Trib and the Post-Gazette, I guess. And those discussions happened in the last several years, according to the men that were in the room. And the reason why? Because of where we're at today. Costs of content. Fixed costs of benefits. Putting out the paper. And the talks fell apart, and I was told, well, let me get to the texting. Egos got in the way. Let me read this. We were working on a potential merger between the Trib and the Post-Gazette, and egos got in the way. I believe it. What's actually ironic is I talked to Post-Gazette reporters last night and Trib reporters, and they don't like each other still. Like they're in some silly competition. Okay. You're both tearing at the same carcass, man. I mean, it's just the way it is. So the theory is this. The PG was out there for 250 years, and it thrived and had amazing Pulitzer Prize-winning reporters and writers and editors. They did an amazing job. I spent most of my life either working around it, or I know friends who were delivery people, who were route managers, who were salespeople, reporters, you name it. And then the business started to disintegrate. The Pittsburgh Press closed first, as Sheehan suggested in '92, and now the PG is screwed. The Trib, I was telling my kids this last night, Scaife was a multi-billionaire and kind of far right and a little bit odd, but so what? He would write checks, this is no lie, 10 to 20 million a year just to keep the Trib doing its thing. And I mean columnists, man, they had some great columnists. I used to use them all the time. Harrisburg here in Pittsburgh, Eric Heil, remember Eric? Fabulous, gone. They had a fantastic Harrisburg reporter, gone. The day Scaife died is the day the music died, because he was the ATM, and he didn't leave nothing in the will to keep the Trib flourishing. So what they did was they blew it up. as Larry suggested this morning, the Trib is not published anywhere in the city. And so neither will be the Post-Gazette. We no longer have a paper published in the city. That can't last. It just can't. So where does it work? In other cities, Cincinnati and Cleveland has a Post-Gazette kind of paper, but they have a staff of 30. 30. Post-Gazette has a staff of 100. I was told the block said, we aren't doing that. We're not putting out crappy journalism. I say, if you got one oar, you row the damn boat with one oar. What do I know? The other issue, onerous contracts. You know, they got like seven different unions and 7 different contracts. And legacy costs, pensions, life insurance, health care, stuff like that. They have a $70 million printing press. Huh? No, really, 70. Sheehan said they use it, twice a week? I haven't had a printed paper dropped off at my house in 6 years. So how does this work? One of two things can happen. The big shots will get in a room and decide one of two things. Blow up the PG, go bankrupt, get rid of all the stuff, the printing press, the delivery trucks, all that stuff. Number 2, get rid of all those contracts through a liquidation, bankruptcy, to be blunt. Get rid of, to be honest, health insurance costs, pension payments. And some of this stuff is painful, and I know you don't want to hear this if you work there or work there. It's the only way it works. And then you get in a room and you say this, okay, we got 100 people. We can make money, and we have to make money. This isn't NPR. And even they're getting cut off at the knees. If we can't make money, we can't float this note or this boat. There's this romantic notion, or there was, of owning a media entity. I know a bunch of people in media. I know a bunch of people that have owned and or own stations. It's not romantic anymore. It sucks. It's this actuarial death valley. This financial carcasses laying everywhere, bludgeoned by changing dynamic of media, by social media, by the internet. Once all the newspapers went online, they gave away everything for free, and now they want you to pay. And everybody says, screw it, I'm not paying. And that's where we're at. So the only way this works is if one or two things happens. They get in the room with the Trib guys, and they merge. One paper, one city, one town. Number 2, all digital. That's it. No more print, nothing, honey. Nothing. You know, they closed the city paper, too, in case anybody noticed. The Block family owned that as well. It was a dog and hadn't made money forever. They hated me, so good riddance. That's one plan. They merge, and the only issue is they can't make money with anything more than, I'm told, 30 people in a city this size. Because you got to sell it, and it has to make a profit, and you have to have salaries. There's no way in hell the old school reporters making 90+ thousand or more will take 35,000 to work. They just won't. They'll be stubborn. They'll say, screw it, I won't do it, and they won't. So you end up with a lot of cut and paste, which is what these papers do now. They have 5 reporters, seriously, and then they steal everything from all over the world and paste it in, and they call it a newspaper. I'm told the blocks didn't want to do that. They said, screw it, we'll shut it down. And here we are. With nothing, honey. But cooler heads may prevail. Powerful men in this town with money are talking right now about how can we do this. There are actually meetings this morning with players who have talked about this merger before. They're trying to figure out if this is malleable, if this is solvable, if this is doable. And if it is, we'll put a plan together, and we'll hear about it. Full disclosure, I'll do anything to help. I love the newspaper business. They're better than we are. They spend more time on it. They're better writers. They have a beat kind of sort of still. They're more diligent about their work. They have a longer space to tell their story. And if they go away, they're kind of screwed. The truth is, for those of you who can't stand the Trib calling this left-leading rag, you're full of crap. You don't know anything about it. You don't read it. And what you're doing is you're taking fantastic reporters and columnists and you're tossing them aside. We can't allow that to happen. We have to find a way to save this. It's not dead yet, folks. There's a reason why they put the close-off date in May. Stay tuned.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight or stop smoking or your money back. Only $59.99. Weight loss hypnosis Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh, West and Green Tree at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. It's eggs any style as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
When it's happening, News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette says it will fold in May.
Employees of the newspaper were told of the closing in a Zoom.
Closing down our operation is not going to be easy.
Noah Hiles, a Post-Gazette writer who spoke to KDKA's Colin Dunlap, says on his first day there, he saw the Pulitzer Prize the paper won for covering the Tree of Life Synagogue. Now won't be there for the next big tragedy.
That hurts to think about.
Last week, Block announced City Paper was also ending.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It's the 12th night, the end of the Christmas season and beginning of Epiphany. Oakmont Bakery kicks off this season every year with Punchki. Spell that twice backwards. All flavors. Cherry, blueberry, vanilla, chocolate, cream, peach, maple bacon, raspberry, strawberry, coconut dough, coconut, peanut butter, custard, prune, lemon. Order them online. Call ahead. Get your Mardi Gras started. Open every day, 6 a.m. Delicious.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. U.S. oil company executives will meet with President Trump at the White House tomorrow to discuss the future of Venezuela's oil industry. After Trump told the New York Times the U.S. oversight of that country could last a year, possibly a lot longer. Now, Chevron has had a special license to operate there for decades and is likely to ramp up production. But ExxonMobil, ConocoPhillips, and others are now determining what role they can play in revitalizing Venezuela's energy industry, how much it would cost, and if it'll be worth it. Oil is higher. It's at $57 a barrel after a bigger-than-forecast drawdown in U.S. crude inventories last week. As for stocks, they are mixed. The Dow is up 0.2%. The Nasdaq, because of weakness in the tech sector, down 0.5%. The S&P is flat. And the Japanese automaker Nissan confirming it has ended production of the Versa, its most affordable car, with a base sticker price of $17,400 because of slumping sales. Kelley Blue Book says the Versa was the last new vehicle sold in the U.S. with a list priced under $20,000. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We got Mike Kelly up next in the next hour, Congressman Kelly. There is a danger to what's happening in this internet world we live in. I want to play two clips. I want to play the clip of the mayor of Minneapolis first, and then Nome. Okay, man? The one where the mayor's swearing. I find this to be offensive and dangerous and caustic and irresponsible. Listen.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
Look, he's mad, and he's a Democrat, and they view ICE agents as the enemy, okay? But here's my thing. You got to take deep breaths in this situation. You got to sit back and think big picture here. When I do that, when I first of all tell the world that that video is BS and that he murdered this woman, that's caustic as hell, inflammatory, and dangerous. Number two, when he tells ICE to get the F out of here, man, that's just... What you're doing is you're putting a target on all their backs. I know several of them. They don't want this job anymore. Would you? No. So now they got packs of wild animals, women and Range Rovers, who pretty much nailed down where they're at. And that's what happened here, by the way. They show up in cars. They start dropping F-bombs, call them criminals, say they're murdering us. And then this happens. Or someone gets sprayed in the face with yellow powder. That happened yesterday. Or someone gets arrested. Or someone gets shot at. Or someone gets shot in the face. What the mayor said is irresponsible as hell. Listen to Kristi Noem. Listen.
So a couple of questions there. You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but
so
this
there's
goes to show.
So that's inflammatory. That's dangerous as hell. So we have these amateurs, and they're supposed to be professionals on both sides, who don't give a damn if people get hurt by their rhetoric. Declaring this woman, the single mother, I'm not saying she was a saint or a martyr, but she was a 37-year-old single mother. And she panicked. And she's dead. And then you have an ICE agent trained to do a job that he believes he did, and everybody's calling him a murderer. So you have two people in power who influence, in the case of the mayor, almost 500,000 people in Minneapolis. In the case of Noem, she's the MAGA spokesperson. She's Trump's mouthpiece, creating detrimental issues in America. Because then what happens? Have you read the comments on social? It's unbelievable. And then all the pundits slow down the video. And then they put out this rhetoric that she was a crazy woman. Hold on, someone sent me this crap. That she hated her dog. Hold on, let me get to this so I'm accurate about this. One of my boys sent me this. About this woman who's dead. About this woman who's dead. Marty, she's a twisted loon. This is this woman who's dead. She shot her puppy and her goat because she said they were a threat. Yeah, an 11-year-old dog. She's a lunatic. Now he's going after Noam. So he decides, Kristi Noam's nuts. Remember the controversy where she said she had no problem killing the... Remember this, Patrick? I mean, the country went nuts over it. She grew up on a farm, and they put dogs to sleep who were problems, and this became her brand.
Her book. Yep.
Right. It was in the book, and the country went nuts. But this is where we're at now. This is where we're at now. And it doesn't help America, and it doesn't help the truth. And you can't win here. So let's say this goes to a grand jury. The feds investigate. Let's say the feds indict this cop. What will Trump do? He'll dismiss it. Please. 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 Let's say it goes to a state grand jury. And let's say they indict the cop. Let's say. Then the community will applaud. He needs to be punished. Let's say they don't, and he walks away. Could we have another city on fire? We could. We're at the time and place in America. Well, Patrick, we saw this video immediately. And immediately we become ballistic experts. Immediately we become shots fired experts. Immediately. But we're not. And I love these guys. Trevin, Patrick, we all talk about this stuff. We're boys. But we don't know squat. But neither do you folks. But what we do is we judge. And so do millions and millions of Americans. And when a mayor tells ICE to get the F out and that this was a BS shooting, and then Noam comes out and says that this is an act of domestic terror, you have both sides going at each other once again. And the country hates each other. And that sucks.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKARadio.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Crowded waiting rooms, 5 rushed minutes with the doctor. No real answers, just solutions that mask symptoms. For so many, that's what healthcare has become. In and out, no time, no connection. Just another appointment on the schedule. At Pittsburgh Sinus Centers, it's different. They take the time to listen, explain, and design a plan built around you. Because real relief starts with understanding what's really going on, not just treating the surface. From allergy testing to in-office sinus and nasal procedures, their experienced team uses the latest technology and a personal touch to help you breathe, sleep, and live better. Here, you're not just another number. You're the reason they do what they do. Discover a better way to feel better, one that's built around you. Pittsburgh Sinus Centers. Schedule a consultation today. Call Pittsburgh Sinus Centers, 878-231-4950. 878-231-4950. That's 878-231-4950.
A true spa bathroom isn't just about water pressure. It's about the view. Make your shower the crown jewel of your home with a custom frameless glass enclosure from Boulevard Glass and Metal. Check out their easy, hassle-free quote request at boulevardglassandmetal.com. Simply pick a layout, answer a few questions, and send it. They'll get back to you with a price. Or call 412-621-1799. See the difference at boulevardglassandmetal.com.
What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600-plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Partly sunny and 52 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trustpj.com. Governor Josh Shapiro is in the Pittsburgh area to make his first campaign stop of his re-election bid. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado is there and joins us live. David.
Paul, though hardly a secret, the Shapiro campaign made it official through a social media video early this morning saying that Josh Shapiro wants another 4-year term.
Together, we've gotten a whole lot done on issues that have been stuck for decades. But there's always more to do, more people to help, more Pennsylvanians to protect, more bridges to build.
Shapiro will be joined by Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, who's from McKeesport, and is the state's first African-American lieutenant governor. After speaking here at the Carpenters Union Local, they'll hold a similar campaign event tonight in Philadelphia. The speech is scheduled to start, by the way, at 1:45. Reporting live from the Carpenters Union, David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
A Washington County man is accused of recording a young girl with a camera hidden under her bed. According to police, the 12-year-old child discovered what is described as a toy camera that had been placed in a cardboard box disguised with black tape. Police allege a U-shaped nail had been taped into the recording button so that the camera would continuously record. According to the complaint, there are 163 videos on the camera taken on 3 different dates. Michael Christman has been arraigned Tuesday and was sent to the Washington County Jail on $15,000 bond. The second-generation Post-Gazette employees considering the prospect of a city without a major newspaper. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
Block Communications says it lost $350 million over 20 years publishing the PG, and recent court rulings forcing the company to honor a 2014 labor contract makes it impossible to continue operations. Former features writer Josh Axelrod shared his reaction on the Big K Morning Show.
I don't know if the Post-Gazette in its current form should be saved. I don't know if something else just should come up and take its place. But Pittsburgh can't remain a city without a major paper of record.
Axelrod says he's hoping for a happy ending.
I would love something good to come of all of this, because right now it's hard to see much good.
Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
Highmark is making a major change aimed at catching breast cancer earlier for its health plan members. News Radio KDK's Tamara Rush has the details.
Dr. Matt Miller of Allegheny Health Network says early detection can make follow-up imaging life-saving.
So we've had instances where people would get their screening mammogram and we see something and then they're lost to follow-up for a year or sometimes worse. And then they come back in a year or 2 years or 3 years and whatever we saw is exponentially worse. And when we ask them, why didn't you come back? Well, I didn't want to be on the hook for a $300 bill. I'm sorry, I couldn't make that end meet. This eliminates that.
Highmark says starting now, all diagnostic breast imaging, including mammograms, ultrasounds, and MRIs, are covered at 100% with no copays or deductibles. Tamira Rush News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 331 points. The Nasdaq down 109. The S&P 500 up 5 points. KDK Sports, the Penguins back in action tonight, hosting the New Jersey Devils. Pens have now won 5 in a row. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Right now, partly sunny and 52 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, I hear this all the time, and folks get scared about their debt. If you're struggling with your debt, give my friends at Harold, Shepley & Associates a call. Right, Harold?
Absolutely. We have offices throughout Pennsylvania, but you never need to come into the office. It's always a free consultation, and there's no travel required, so there's no reason to pick up the phone and not give us a call.
And don't hide from it.
Yeah, there's no reason to be ashamed. You want to get back on your feet, and you need some help.
Check them out, ShepleyLaw.com.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi. Guys, the best thing I did in 2025 was get a new garage floor from Comer and Cross. It completely transformed my garage. It's given me new space in a new room in my house. I can't believe I waited as long as I did to get in touch with the great people at Comer and Cross. But hey, better late than never. And right now, they've got their preseason sale going on. Comer and Cross, you're going to get a phenomenal price, and they're going to install it when you want it on your terms. They make it so simple. It's cold outside. They're going to take all the stuff out of the garage for you and secure it so you don't have to do it yourself. They fix all the cracks perfectly. And the best part is all of this gets done, and I know from personal experience, in one day. So go with the pros at Comer and Cross. They don't subcontract out. Call them now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR and lock in your preseason price and installation when you want it. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, 800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to COMERCross.com.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine will fade beyond increasing clouds as we go into the afternoon hours. The high 51. Tonight will turn mostly cloudy, perhaps a shower by morning, low 47. Cloudy, breezy, and very mild tomorrow with some rain at times, high 61. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Lose the weight or stop smoking, only $59.99. Sunday, January 11th, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree. Weight loss hypnosis starts at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Leaders lead, man. Leaders lead. Find me a leader, and I'll follow him or her. Mike Kelly's a leader. Badass. Love him. Seeks out the truth. Gives a damn. Got him live here this morning. This afternoon. Good afternoon, Congressman. How are you?
I'm great, Marty. Thanks for having me on.
Man, I got to get to something that's happening. I'm so glad you called. This is serendipitous. So you have this shooting, regardless of what side you're on in Minnesota, is very, very, very difficult for Americans to manage. But what you have, sir, in this shooting is an ICE agent who's in the middle of this mayhem. So what happens, excuse me, sir. So what happens the moment he's caught on tape, on video, sir, they go out of their way to identify this ICE agent. Let me read. This is now being seen by millions of people are now hunting this man down, Congressman. This is now on social media. This piece of SHI, and then they give his name, the ICE terrorist who murdered Renee Good in Minneapolis, shooting a woman in the face multiple times as she fled. I hope you face justice, and it's merciless and as cold as you are. You absolute waste of life. And then, Congressman, a full picture of this man, and his life is in danger, and his family is threatened. Congressman, I got to be blunt. This sucks, sir. Does it not? Does it not?
Yeah, you know what, Marty? It gets to the point where these men and women that put themselves in danger every day doing the work for the American people, they're the targets now. And you do that to somebody, and it's like, okay, fine. And I said, please don't say, okay, fine. These people go away from a normal life and go into a life where they're protecting their fellow citizens. They're doing things. I don't know what all happened during this whole escapade, but I do know this. That should not be the front page story. You should not have that man's picture there. You should not have where he's from. You should not have that going on. We would never do that. What in the world has happened to us as a nation, as a society, that we think we have to target somebody all the time? All the time. It can't be wait till we get the facts, wait till we find out, and there'll be no disclosure of who this person is. This is incredible, but we've watched it happen before. I know with George Floyd, when it happened up there, it was another thing where the agents that were involved. Now, I'm not taking sides on this. I'm just saying is you can ruin somebody's future before you even know the facts. These people, their families are in danger. They're in danger. Their friends are in danger. These are the type of things that we abhor, or at least we used to abhor. We don't look at it now as a chance to go after somebody and to paint whatever picture we want without any of the responsibility of finding out, is that actually what happened? What do you know about this?
And by the way, Patrick's sitting here. Patrick, there's now a bounty on this man's head. He's hunted, is he not, sir?
He is. There are posts all over all socials of people hunting him down.
Congressman, no wonder these men and women don't want to protect and serve. Seriously, man. Would you?
No. Listen. Well, I got to tell you something, and I don't want you to don't think that at some time in the future, because Marty Griffin speaks the truth, that there's not going to be somebody out there that has a problem with some kind of a mental balance.
Oh, I've had cops in front of my house a dozen times from death threats, sir. A dozen times.
Yeah. And you know what? Listen, when you have a wife and you have children,
right?
When you have your children have children, they're now your grandchildren, and all these people are put in the same category of people who don't have the balance to even understand what it is. They just know they're mad. Doesn't matter. Don't question why I'm mad. I'm mad, and I'm going to do something about it. Say, whoa, settle down.
You've been threatened just because you like Trump.
Well, the Trump derangement, it is alive and well, and I don't see it going away, Marty. I don't see it going away.
No, it'll get worse.
So
you know what, though, Congressman? I've discussed this incident aside. These ICE agents, man, they're serving America, and they never expected to be hunted and targeted. They get followed around by these Range Rover ladies, I call them, who go berserk on them. And then this happens. It makes it very difficult for a man or a woman to commit their lives to this sort of thing where they have two enemies, right? The people they're going after and the American people, sir. It's horrible, is it not?
Well, only because of where I am in my life right now. I know what a lot of friends of mine went through. going off to serve in Vietnam and then coming home and going through some treatment that was just absolutely horrible, going and serving their country and then coming home and having to face that. And it's like, look, there's no such thing as a perfect life, okay? There's no such thing as a perfect existence. You're going to have ups and downs in it. But to go out of your way to demean somebody, to threaten somebody, to put somebody in a position where we can't even go back to our home, we're going to have to find another place to live. Our kids can't go off to school. I mean, just think of what the implications of that. This is all engaging forever. This isn't going to pass in a week or two.
No, man. I'm so glad I had you on this morning, but I digress. But it's important stuff, and I knew you'd have a voice, and you speak the truth, sir. The Trump doctrine. Americans are now saying, "Oh no, now we're taking Greenland. Oh no, now we're taking Cuba. Oh, no, this man has lost his mind." Congressman, you have a different view, do you not, sir?
I certainly do. And and Marty, I wish people would actually study our history before they start making statements about what we shouldn't be doing. And I would just say, if you go back and go through history and look up the name Monroe and the Monroe Doctrine, look up Roosevelt and the Roosevelt Corollary, and look at why there was concern in the 1800s and early 1900s about foreign intervention in our hemisphere. Why were they looking so far ahead? What did they understand that we're having trouble understanding today? My son was the adjutant whenever we gave the Panama Canal back to Panama. Wow. Now the Chinese are at both ends of the Panama Canal. All 55 miles of the canal, they are on both sides of it, but it's just for trade. The Russians are in the deep water ports in Cuba. Are you kidding me? Listen, some of our listeners, you remember when we had the blockade under President Kennedy, when the Russians were coming, and he said, no, you stop here. You stop here. And for a couple of days, the world was just wondering, what is going to happen? Well, I'll tell you what. The one thing we have right now, love them, hate them, have somewhere in between. I admire the fact that a guy stepped out of a life that was so comfortable to come into a life that's so uncomfortable.
Yes,
twice tried to attempt to assassinate him, twice attempted to impeach him.
True.
This guy didn't have to do what he's doing, but I'll tell you one thing, he is the strongest guy to be in that position. When he says America first, he means America first. And if the Monroe Doctrine didn't mean anything, if the Roosevelt Corollary didn't mean anything, if we don't have enough sense to study history to see why the people that came before us were so concerned that they were going to preserve this for all time as long as we had the right people in the right places with the right ideas. And look, the North Pole, the South Pole, the Russians and the Chinese are coming across the top of the world. People say, well, why would that be important to you? I said, well, for God's sake, get a globe and take a look at the globe. Will you please? Quit using that flat map people look at these flat maps and they say, no, what are you talking about? I said, it's a globe. It's not flat. I mean, Canada's not that blue entity. We're not that green entity. Mexico's not that pink entity. This is actually, we're talking about countries. We're talking about nations. We're talking about why would you open the gates and put yourself in a position that you may not be able to defend. We have been so lax on what it is we're doing. The Trump doctrine is one that I think makes sense to us, and if we look at what could happen if we don't act, then we're going to be the same thing we've gone through before. We knew, but we didn't do. And all of a sudden, there was a great price to pay. We have got to control our hemisphere. If we don't, there's others that will say, thank you, we're coming in. And so everything we're looking at.
I defer to your intellect and your background, but my only issue is this, sir, with Greenland. They've offered to give us more leeway, more of a presence. This rhetoric, sir, we're going to take over Greenland, is that nonsensical to you, sir? Because they've said, come on in, we'll give you more presence.
Well, the one thing I do know, Marty, this president, when he makes statements and right away people, they run to say, oh, did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? I have heard him talk about this.
Yes, sir.
I have heard him talk about the sense of are we as secure as we think we are?
Yes, sir.
Why would Greenland be important to us? Why would Iceland be important to us?
I'm not saying they're not, sir. I'm saying if they're saying, come on in, we'll give you more love. Can't we just manage that, sir?
Yeah, well, you know what?
Yeah.
People are upset about Venezuela right now, so please take a journey down there and find out who it was that did all the oil exploration.
Oh, no, I got no problem with that.
Who was it that did all the work? Marty, this stuff drives me crazy. If you can't take the time to look at through history, Please don't make these off-the-cuff remarks because you do not like the current president of the United States.
Hey, I can't let you go without saying this, though. Yeah. That military action, my friend, that was spectacular. Man, I had goosebumps. I was so damn proud of what they pulled off.
Incredible.
Right?
Incredible. And, you know, this is the second thing they've done. One of our young men from Butler, Pennsylvania, was on the mission that we dropped the bunker buster that destroyed all the dangerous development over in Iran. We have done things. Marty, now they did this in the middle of night. It's not like these guys were hovering over someplace dropping. This is so precise, and I think what we've sent a message to the world, because I've heard people say, well, we're not as strong as we used to be. I'll tell you what, we're pretty damn strong, I'll tell you. Yeah. Anybody out there wondering and thinking, you know what, maybe they can't really defend themselves or defend their nation, I think we're sending a message out there. You know what, we're ready, willing, and able, and wanting.
Congressman, it's a pleasure, my brother. You are the man.
You're the man. You're the man. I appreciate talking with you, brother.
All right, Congressman. We'll talk to you again.
Stay healthy.
I will. Love that man.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Butler Transit, connecting people to places.
Feeling the pain at the pump by commuting to Pittsburgh for work? Give the bus a try. Butler Transit Authority offers morning and afternoon service between Butler and Pittsburgh. One-way fares start at just $3.87. Leave the driving to Butler Transit. Grab a comfy seat, hook up to the Wi-Fi, catch up on emails, read a book, and enjoy your ride. Visit butlertransit.com for routes, schedules, and park and rides. You'll love how affordable it is to ride the bus.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
Perry Calder Law Firm, the best, folks. 412-281-4200. Call them.
Time to get your home zero-resified by calling our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, starting at just $119 plus a free hallway, and take 15% off regularly priced services when you mention KDKA. ZeroResPGH.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Ba-da. Kelly brings it, man. Love him. Love him. He's big. Big guy. You ever seen him in person? Big. I was in Washington, D.C. Actually, Patrick was there. And I had just gotten over cancer. And we were literally going around with a crew of people shooting videos from UPMC talking about my cancer and research. And some of these congressmen, Connor Lamb, wouldn't come out of their office and do interviews. True story. We see Kelly on an elevator. Remember that? Big dude.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, fellas, come on up. Love him. Love him. Some people don't like him because he's a Trumper. Okay, that's your call. People have the great Marty Griffin debate. Are you like him? I thought you were a lib. Okay. You like Shapiro? I thought you liked Oh, I thought you liked Russienthaler. How's that happen? Oh, okay. You like Josh Shapiro? How is it you like Dave McCormick? Oh, what is that about? It's called picking the side that wants to win and make a difference. And I find it the best way to live your life. I find leadership in certain people that don't care about what they say, but they say it with context and with passion and with a plan. And I start off the hour with the congressman because it makes me sick that we've decided that we are the judge, jury, and executioner of this ICE agent. Man, I hope nothing like that ever happens to you in your life. You know, this isn't newer news, but never at this scale. For context, I have friends that do undercover drug buys and drug deals. And sometimes they get identified. And then sometimes the drug dealers find out where they live. And then sometimes they go to their house and they threaten their families. This life in law enforcement isn't a game show or a half-hour show on CBS. It's real-world stuff. And I find it sickening and reprehensible that we've now made this guy, this ICE agent, whether he made a mistake or not is not for Marty Griffin to decide. I'm not going to opine on that shooting. It's tragic for 1,000 reasons. And I've had state cops interpret it, feds interpret it, wrong interpret it, city cops interpret it, and that's cool. But I ain't interpreting it because I don't know squat about it. But how this plays out is you have a woman who's dead, and now you have a cop, an ICE agent that people want dead. No, they really want him dead. I saw, heck, Patrick, within 10 minutes, they slowed down images of this guy and said, he doesn't look hurt to me.
Oh, yeah.
Who is this man? Let's get literally begging for his name.
And they had him identified within a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And his information is out there.
Out there.
And apparently he's a local in that area, too.
Wow. And has a family. So now we're at a place where why the hell would you want to be an ICE agent? And then you folks, why are they wearing masks? Because they just don't want to get killed. It's bad. So now he's got a wife and kids, man. Dad, they're threatening to kill us. Dad, we're at school. They're threatening to kill us, Dad. It's real, man. I mean, it's real. It's blasted on the internet. Full face shots. Is his address and stuff out there, too?
I haven't seen his address out there, but
I'm sure it is.
Everything identifying him otherwise.
So phone numbers, and it's bad, man. And it's looking for a trophy. And a man's life is at stake, for God's sakes. Yes, it's a horrible act. Yes, it needs to be investigated. But, man, we can't hunt this man down? Is that what you want? Is that justice? Would that make you feel better? A dead ICE agent? His kids? Really? Man, that's rough.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, You can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Biggest wins of any lawyer ever in Pennsylvania. Perry Calder, 412-281-4200. Why? AI, attorney intelligence. He has investigators. He has doctors on staff to investigate your case, and they win. They're the best in the region, and he's got both of his sons working for him. Family success, attorney intelligence, Perry Calder, 412-281-4200. Hey, folks, it's Marty Griffin. This is important stuff. Health insurance options. You got to talk to my friends at MediConnect. They're changing the game in health insurance. Individual coverage to Medicare. They ensure that you get the most while paying the least. I've seen it. They connect you with all the insurance options in our area. Their loyalties lie with you. Their services are free. Don't call the carrier. Call MediConnect. 888-818-6334. Please, tell them Marty sent you.
The fighting spirit of the Marine Corps is born of battles won. Battles won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's a promise made to you for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Partly sunny and 53 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Governor Josh Shapiro is set to make his first re-election campaign appearance here in the Pittsburgh area. This is Radio KDKA's David Ballarado was there, and he's live with more. David.
Paul, Governor Shapiro is set to make his first speech at a rally here at the Carpenters Union Local 432 along the Parkway West. He'll be joined by Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis as they both seek second terms in office. The room is getting more crowded and filling up with people, including elected officials like Mayor O'Connor. O'Connor says he's glad to support the governor's re-election bid and also talked briefly about his first few days on the job, having had a meeting today to look at snowplow operations and what needs to be done to make it easier to clear the streets the next time there is a snowstorm. The governor's speech is set to start in about 15 minutes. Reporting live from Collier, David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
County police are sharing new details about a kidnapping investigation that ended with a shooting in Allegheny County. Investigators say 911 received a call Tuesday afternoon reporting a kidnapping in Plum Borough, along with a ransom demand. Hours later, Pittsburgh police found a man shot on Dealey Street in Greenfield. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition and later identified as a kidnapping victim. Detectives say the man had gone to meet someone he'd met days before, but instead he was abducted by multiple people and driven to several locations before being shot. Police say the kidnapping did not happen in Plum Borough. No arrests have been made, and the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to call the Allegheny County Police tip line. With the Post-Gazette announcing it would be ceasing operations May 3rd, you can't help but wonder where the news business is heading. Former award-winning investigative reporter and current college professor at Point Park, Andrew Conti, tells KDKA Radio his current students grew up with smartphones, not newspapers. He says they'll be ready to tell stories differently.
And they just have much more natural ability to understand how to use their phone to create video and audio and to convey stories in ways that have the potential to reach people all across the region and in some cases all around the world. So that gives me hope.
Conti says there are still plenty of trained journalists here in southwestern Pennsylvania, but the Post-Gazette will be missed. Experts predict Monday night's Steeler playoff game will give the Pittsburgh region an economic boost. Jared Blocker with a Visit Pittsburgh says a typical Steeler home game generates about $22 million in direct economic benefit, but for a playoff game, it shoots up to about $30.
When you spend $1 at a restaurant, that restaurant then turns around and spends that dollar on products and services. There's a lot of ways that permeates through our economy. It really does have a multiplier effect.
The Steelers and Texans playoff game at Acrisure Stadium set for 8:15 on Monday night. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 256 points, the Nasdaq down 141, the S&P 500 down 3 points. KDKA Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update is 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Wintertime, freezing temperatures, busted pipes. Man, that's terrible. And when that pipe breaks, damage spreads fast. It's terrible. That's when you call Service Master Greater Pittsburgh. Yep. 24/7, 365. Residential and commercial water damage emergencies. Stopping that damage, cleaning up the mess, getting your property back to normal and fast. When winter hits hard, demand that yellow van. Service Master Greater Pittsburgh. Call 412-RECOVER. That's 412-RECOVER.
Tired of looking at your ugly, old, slippery bathtub? You don't have to any longer. Call PJ Fitzpatrick. The jacuzzi shower system from PJ Fitzpatrick features a low entry threshold with tons of design options. The jacuzzi shower is luxurious, affordable, and it installs in just 1 day. Plus, PJ will include a free shower seat and safety bars for all customers this month. Visit trustpj.com today for your free design consultation. That's trustpj.com.
Is life insurance part of your New Year's resolution? Listen, if you're young and healthy, it's simple, and any old agent can get it done. But if you're 50 to 60 years old with a touch of wide waistband syndrome or have correlating health glitches, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider. Big Lou doesn't bait and switch you in with young and healthy rates only to clobber you with the truth down the road. $1 million of coverage could be as low as $200 per month. And unlike that treadmill, this one won't collect dust in the corner. Call Term Provider, speak with Big Lou, and find out how much he can save you on your new $1 million life insurance policy. Start this year off with peace of mind by calling Big Lou at 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-200-1966 or biglou.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will feature sunshine fading beyond increasing clouds, high 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy, perhaps a shower late, low 47. Tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and very mild with intermittent rain and a high of 61. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 until 10. We'll tell you how Steelers fans are prepping for the playoff game Monday night against the Texans.
Wow. They wrote him off as dead. They had people interviewing for his job. His house was on the market. You know, I can joke with you now that you're back. You know what I'm saying?
Amen, brother.
I love you. First of all, tell us how you're doing.
I would figure most would. I would figure most would. They called EMS to the gym. They checked me out.
Did you get hurt?
You look good. No, thankfully, you know, everything seems good. You know, go home. Second time it happened, they wanted me to go to the ER. I did go to the ER. You know, they did a bunch of tests, and then it started a bunch of follow-up tests. But then I really dealt with a lot of lightheadedness and dizziness. Ended up getting into bradycardia, where my heart rate wouldn't go above 40, 45, and yeah. So it was definitely a challenging scenario, but a great result in the end. And
but hold on, the confluence of this and conflate that with the busiest time in the history of your business.
Yeah, I mean, by far the busiest time. I'm so grateful for our team.
Yeah.
You know, they did an amazing job. Shout out to my boss, Brian, who kind of came in and he picked up the slack of what I would normally do, which was really helpful for the team. But no, it was definitely challenging. You know, glad that I had good insurance. You know,
well, we're glad you're here.
Great doctors.
Lance O'Brien, my lad with MediConnect.
Yeah,
and But tell them what the blockage ended up being.
My right main artery was 90% blocked right at the basically the connection point of the heart. So
they stented you.
They stented me.
And it's been an insane difference, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it happened 3 weeks ago when they did the stent, and I really feel fantastic. Obviously, it's a somewhat of a build up to recovery and rebuilding cardio and all that, but night and day to where I was.
Because I love you, I was always checking on you.
You were.
And I texted you. It was kind of weird. You literally said, I just got out of surgery.
Yes.
Within like 10 minutes.
Yep, that's true. Hurt my wrist doing it, too, because they went through my wrist.
Oh, wow. But let me say this, though, about life, and you know this, because I was in intensive care several times with cancer and stage 4, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You start thinking, man, I'd kind of sort of like to live. Don't you get afraid? Because I got scared. Did you get scared?
Yeah, I will say there was moments where I was like, what the heck is going to happen here and whatnot, because I was 24 when my dad passed away, so I was fairly young.
From the same kind of stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, no, absolutely. So there was definitely some fear with all of that. My youngest is 24, and I was like, I definitely don't want them to go through what I went through. Just got married, got my first grandkid coming in February, so a lot to still live for, and,
and here we are.
And here we are.
And I repeat, at the busiest time in the history of your business. How many phone calls did you guys get?
We ended up getting 53,000 phone calls. Yeah. To put that in perspective, the year before, we received about 12,000 phone calls. So we 4x'd the number of people that called us this last enrollment period because of the chaos.
53,000.
Yeah. And again, I'm very transparent with all of this.
You're great.
It's just the way that I approach things.
Why not?
But we doubled our staff, right?
You did.
We did the best that we could to ramp up for what we thought was coming. And, it was like a bulldozer tsunami, wow. Just grateful for all the people who are patient that called us back. We actually got a Google review. We're over 2,000
So
five-star
how many people
Google
have you
reviews.
actually put into a new plan so far?
Since October 1st, about 11,000.
No.
Yeah.
What would be normal for this time of number?
2,500.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was insane. So that was the one thing that made it kind of bearable for me was the fact that, like, if we were having our worst year ever and this was going on, I probably would have been gone because I would have had a real heart attack.
Legit.
Yeah, so.
And a stroke.
Yeah, but the fact that, the team was great and, just speaking personally, we have great relationships with UPMC, Highmark, Aetna, all of them, I just happen because of where I live and costs and whatever. But anyway, I have Highmark and AHN, and they did a great job taking care of me.
All right, so let's get down to the reality, though. There are still people, and I mean a lot, that still aren't signed up, sir.
We're still getting about 200 calls a day right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, yesterday we were close to 300.
And when do they reach the I'm screwed level?
They reached the if they lost their plan, if their plan was terminated last fall, which was really the big catalyst for all of this, the drop-off date for them is February 28th.
Whoa.
So they still have a month and a half.
Yeah.
The problem is right now, though, Marty, is they're skating with just the red, white, and blue card right now. They don't have any secondary coverage. And if something happens, that can be risky.
Give me an example.
So, again, the deductible on the hospital, if you just have original Medicare, is $1,700, which can be paid more than once during a year. If they have outpatient services that they need done and they didn't get a secondary plan, they have to pay the Part B deductible, which is $283, but then they have to pay 20% of the Part B charges with no cap. So, again, it's really not good to just fly with straight Medicare and those that aren't aware. And then I think the biggest issue...
Are there really still people who aren't aware?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's insane. Some people are just...
Huh?
Here's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
People just... And we talked about this before. They don't check their mail, man.
Oh, wow.
And they kind of just like, I don't need my insurance, I'm good. And what we're seeing a lot of right now is people are showing up to the pharmacy to pick up their regular prescriptions.
And?
No insurance.
No.
Because their
This
plan
is how they're finding out?
Because their plan was terminated. Or they had an early doctor's appointment in the year. We don't have an insurance on file. Your plan was terminated. And it's happening in the moment. Yeah. So now if we help them right now.
I'm at the pharmacy and now he says you owe us $1,500 for your scripts. What happens?
Yeah, so then it's like, they might say, say if it's Giant Eagle, they might run it through what theirs is. It could be GoodRx then. There's options. But if they sign up right now, that coverage that they sign up for is not going to go into effect until February 1st.
No.
If they don't do it until sometime in February, it's not going to go into effect until March 1st. And if they don't do it by the end of February, then they're stuck.
So Highmark pretty much told about 150,000 people we can't help you anymore.
Had about 13,000 out of 120.
Just in this region?
No, this was a different state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hang them?
Yeah.
He's back. He's back. And on the 6th week he rose. And he's alive.
Listen to The Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys...
So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With great website and product information, he selects the product he needs.
And talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we are here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight or stop smoking. Only $59.99. Weight loss hypnosis Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree at 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis at 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. Walk-ins welcome. Register 30 minutes before.
At a time when children are in crisis, the Kids Mental Health Foundation envisions a future where mental health is a vital part of growing up, and support starts with all of us. At home, at school, at practice, everywhere kids are.
If you're at school having a bad day, you just don't want to do anything.
I just get these thoughts like, do better. All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed?
He's just in tears in the huddle. I was like, what's wrong? And he's just like, I'm just so frustrated. And I didn't know what to do.
None of my undergraduate studies talked about mental health.
Teachers need tons of help. The Kids Mental Health Foundation is the leading organization promoting mental health for children in the U.S. and has free tools and information developed by experts.
Having those resources is the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
Check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. NAI Burns Scalo has expanded into West Virginia. The largest privately owned commercial real estate firm in the region announced Wednesday it opened a new office in Morgantown. According to the release, NAI Burns Scalo has partnered with WVU Medicine, supporting real estate strategy and execution as the organization expands its footprint, making a Morgantown office even more logical. Also, Mariner has acquired Strava Wealth, marking its third Pittsburgh location, adding a 5-person team with approximately $360 million in assets under advisement. Terms were not disclosed. Mariner announced the transition on January 6th, but said the deal closed on December 31st of 2025, with Delphia Partners serving as banker. Mariner Wealth Advisors, based in Overland Park, Kansas, is a national financial services company that was founded in 2006 with approximately $300 million in assets under advisement. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Lance O'Brien with MetaConnect. Hey, man, let's big picture this stuff. Then we're going to talk about this really cool award you got. There are like 20 million Americans jacked right now on insurance. I mean, it's bad.
So the ACA subsidies did run out.
They did.
You know, which
yes,
was,
they did, sir.
Yeah, which was it was a big talking point, big point of contention.
Yep.
There's all kinds of political furor over it. Like, and I can honestly, being in this industry, I see both sides of the coin. Honestly,
give them to us.
Well,
hold on. Is your average Joe going to get screwed, as we're hearing?
So let's talk first and foremost really quickly about who is on ACA, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, or Penny, right? Yeah. It's usually two subsects of people. It can be a little bit more than that, but generally it's your people who retire early, right? They retire, they don't have group coverage anymore, and they're not yet ready for Medicare. Your second is your people out there that are self-employed or are going through a season where they're without a job.
I see.
That's usually the two biggest subsectors of people that are getting Obamacare, right? So we had these subsidies that came a part of the American Rescue Act and all the other things that happened out of COVID, and then they were extended and all that type of stuff, and now they've gone away. So we're seeing significant increase in premiums, and we talk a lot about Medicare. We talk a lot about Medicare, MetaConnect, but we do the Affordable Care Act. We help people all the time with this. We help people with individual insurance, right, whether it's Medicare or the ACA. So I think one of the big things is you used to be able to get subsidies with these increases, but a single individual that now makes $62,000 is going to be over the threshold for getting the tax credits now. A married couple over $84,000 is going to be over the threshold of getting tax credits. So basically the middle class, the people that are in the middle class that maybe own their own business or whatever, or they're in retirement and they need to purchase insurance, they are seeing significant increases in their premiums.
What's significant? Give me an example.
Well, I mean, my wife does a lot of this, and I listen to her sometimes when I'm at home, and I know she's talked to clients who were paying $200 last year that are now paying $600 or $700, which that's a massive increase when you think about it. And then the only alternative, really, well, there's a couple of alternatives. One of them is really bad. Go without insurance. And a lot of the prognosticators when this was all going down were saying about 15% of the people currently enrolled in Obamacare, because it's about 22 million people, are going to just get rid of their coverage because they can't afford it. Right? So that brings up a whole nother scenario of problems.
What the hell's that?
Yeah, so then they're uninsured, so then they go to the hospital. Then it's going to put more strain on the doctors in the hospitals because the means of paying is not there, which is going to cause costs of health insurance to increase. Like, we could really go deep in theory
And then they can't go to any doctor's appointments.
Well, they can, but then it's pay out of pocket. But then there's hesitancy for that because then they're going to want them to pay in the moment.
And then
if they couldn't afford, Marty, if they couldn't afford to buy the insurance,
they ain't gonna afford to pay the play thing or the script.
So it's really a big tangled,
I don't know.
Yeah. So now the other way to mitigate it is, so when they first started with the ACA, they did it based on what they call metals.
Okay.
So you got platinum, which is the best plans, and you've got gold, then you've got silver, then you've got bronze. So what we are seeing people do too is they may have had a gold plan that they were paying $600, and this is just an example, but I think it's important. $600 for that gold plan, they're going to the bronze plan because it might still be $600. The problem is now instead of having a $1,000 deductible, they have a $6,000 deductible. So they're keeping their monthly
not insurance.
They're keeping their monthly premium somewhat static based on the loss of the tax credits, but their benefits are taking a hit. So it's a challenge, but
$6,000 deductible, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the bronze plans have really big deductibles.
So you got to pay $6,000 before you're even in the game.
Yeah, and it might not be on every service in the plan.
That's amazing.
They might have a copay for their
that's amazing
to their primary care, but yeah, if they go into the hospital or whatever, a lot of times the deductibles are going to be attached to that. So it is insane.
Before you go, man, I got to give you love. Big award you guys got.
Yeah, we just got announced today. Based on our Google reviews and other factors that go into it, the #1 insurance agency in Pittsburgh.
I love you.
Well
deserved.
I appreciate it. I mean, a lot of hard work, and again, I'm always going to say we're not perfect. We're working hard to get better all the time.
You care, though.
We do, and I think that's the big thing is, like, I'm not satisfied because we missed some people in this last enrollment period because of the just sheer volume of what happened. So we're fixing.
How many calls?
53,000. So we're going to work to fix that, right? You know.
Yeah.
But we appreciate the public support, all the people that take the time to say, hey, I worked with this agent, and they were polite, and they cared, and they answered the phone, and they took time to check all my doctors, all my prescriptions. I mean, we love what we're doing, and you know, we appreciate the opportunity to serve people.
I'm just glad you're alive.
I am too, bro. Like, everyone keepes asking me.
You're a little pudgy.
Get out of here. I did gain a little bit of weight because I couldn't get my rear to the gym.
He's husky.
I'm portly, bro.
Portly.
Let's get the right word.
Do what my son does. Hey, Dad, protein, man. Protein, Dad.
Yeah, I gained 7 pounds, so I can tell you right now, there's going to be a very quick release of that 7 pounds. So.
Yes, sir. Love you, man. Mediconnect rocking it.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented